Get me out of here. Alright, let's see how this looks. I'm clipping that. Hello, everybody. Remember, live voice chat is going to be live on the screen. We are corporate once again. Oh shit. So, you're what? Oh. Oh yeah, it's unfortunate, but I'm kidding. Let's see how this looks. Let's get the... Actually... What the heck? Oh. I think that's why. Hold on. There we go. All right. Oh, I did not notice that. What? For context, we're discussing how I'm no longer Gay's Lyoko Jam like I've been in the past few videos. Yeah, that you all totally watch, right? Oh, Ted Ace from TikTok. Well, hello, Ted. That was my first time actually promoting a stream on TikTok, so I want to see how that goes. I did it like 15 minutes before we started, so now that's just an extra thing I have to do, but it's worth it. Yeah, I did get a comment by Curious. I gotta see what she said. All right, let's just hop right into it because this is gonna be a while. It's gonna be we usually do like 4 episodes, but double take there's a good amount to talk about, and then final round there's a lot to talk about. It's gonna be a heated discussion. We'll have someone else be joining soon. Oh yes, right. Go ahead and put that in members chat if you. So that's yes. Okay, I did it here, so. Did I? Oh, well, shit, my bad. I think I caught myself doing that a few days ago, actually, just to myself. I'm like, ah, fuck. Alright, alright. Wazy's gonna cook. Tied to... Tied to what? Oh my god. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. I don't. I'm gonna. I'm not gonna talk too much. I mean, I'm most of the time straight to the point. I know final round. I'm definitely gonna chime in. I feel like I just know what's gonna happen. Let me just. Oh wait. Oh, you can't hear anyone else. Let me fix that real quick. Because it says that you can. Oh, hold on. Wait. Say something. Maybe it's because I have that. It's probably. Hold on. I think it's because I have that setting for recording, so I need to change it real quick to 1.
Yeah, you do.
All right, 1 and 2. You should be able to hear them now. Can you hear them? Everybody speak. Say hello.
Hello. Hello.
All right. Let's wait for Ted. or Ben.
Just
Anyway.
you can all just assume I was talking about how terrible Code Lyoko is
All right,
for
cool.
the past couple of minutes.
All right.
All right, cool.
A little embarrassing. All right, we got it. I forgot that I changed the tracks for when recording, so now I have it on set to both just in case. Okay. Man, I hate to be starting right away, but because I don't feel like I have a lot to talk about with this. Okay. Oh my god, I almost said double take again. Double Trouble.
Double Trouble season 3, Double Take is season 4.
I know, and Double Take is like literally just a few episodes, 2 episodes or something like that from now. All right. Okay, so.
Do you need me to give a quick recap? Because I actually watched the episode today.
You can.
So
I was gonna like bring up, I guess, my favorite moments, but yeah, go ahead. Let's do that.
Just a quick recap to help y'all out in case you haven't watched this. The episode starts, Orc gets a bad grade on a history test, and everyone's like, "Hey, maybe you should actually study for once." And then we cut to Yumi in the principal's office, and the principal's like, "Man, you keep being late to all these classes." And she's like, "I'm sorry." And he's like, "Okay, but like if you do it again, you're expelled." And then she tells her friends, like, "Man, I can't skip class anymore for Lyoko stuff. Delmas was pretty serious." And like, "Man, school life in Xana and Lyoko life is hard. Maybe we should get a new warrior." And he's like, "No, we're not doing that. William's too much of a hothead." Cut to the next day, Xana attacks, as he does. Jeremy had stayed up all night working on something, and then a clone of himself shows up, knocks him out. We cut to we cut to them getting ready for a physics test, and Jeremy's just like, "Hey, all, I figured out how to virtualize into Sector 5. Let's go do that right now." And everyone's like, "Dude, we have a physics test." And Yumi's like, "I can't skip class again." Do you remember what we talked about last night? And then so Jeremy's like, "Okay, give me a minute," and goes sulks in all Xana style. So Yumi and William are doing like darkroom stuff for like making photos, and while the others are taking their test, and Odd's trying to get the answers from Jeremy. Jeremy's not being cooperative. Hertz is like, "Okay, Odd, I'm sick of you cheating. Go to the principal's office." Jeremy agrees to take him there. Meanwhile, the real Jeremy manages to get out of the water, the sewer that he got thrown into. It makes it all the way to the factory, calls Odd at that moment while they're walking to the principal's office, and then Odd's like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, so there's a clone of me." And Odd's like, "I'm looking at him, look into his eyes. Oh, that's Xana. Oh shit." Oh shit. He gets knocked out by Jeremy. And Jeremy calls Aelita to tell her, "Hey, Xana's attacking." She's like, "Okay, cool, I'm done with this physics test. Hey, Ulrich, Xana's attacking." And then he's like, "Sorry, I need the grade." So he stays behind. Aelita gets out early. Odd's unconscious. Jeremy calls Yumi, and Yumi's like, "We literally talked, Jeremy. I'm stuck in class." And William's like, "Hey, I had this crazy dream where I helped you deal with this possessed like bomb guy, and it was cool helping you then, so I'm gonna help you IRL." And he agrees to cover for her while she goes to do Lyoko stuff. And she's like, "Huh, thanks." And then she's off. So then Yumi and Odd, Yumi finds Odd, they both get to the factory, they meet up with Aelita, and then it's meanwhile, before they get to the factory, Jeremy gets confronted by Jeremy, and he falls down the elevator shaft to get the spooky music playing.
Yeah, damn.
While
He should have died.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm holding off thoughts until the end.
Yeah.
Until my turn anyway. But yeah, so Yumi, Odd, and Aelita show up at the factory, and Jeremy's like, "Okay, you need to get to the mountain sector, let's go." And Odd's like, "This is kind of sus, because there's two Jeremys. How do we know this is the right Jeremy?" And then Yumi and Aelita is like, "Woman's intuition, Odd, you can trust us." They get, material, they virtualize into Lyoko, and then it's like, "Oh, that was not Jeremy." And Xana pulls his tricks. He bugs up Yumi and Odd, so they basically can't do anything. And then Aelita becomes prime real estate for the Schifozoa. So she gets hit by the Schiphosoma. The real Jeremy manages to climb out of the elevator shaft because he's a gosh darn Chad in this episode, apparently. And in the meantime, Org finishes the test. He gets out of class. He rushes over to the factory, and he's there just in time for when Jeremy confronts the clone because he's there to knock out the clone. And he's like, "Cool, I'm gonna debug Yumi and Odd," and then Org's fighting the clone the rest of the episode. And so Jeremy debugs Yumi and Odd, and they race after to be like, okay, we got to catch up with Aelita because she's possessed by Xan and she's going to take out the tower. But they ultimately fail. Lots of things happen, but they ultimately fail. And the Orc got pretty beat up by the clone. Yumi and Odd just barely get materialized before they hit the digital sea, and it's really bad for everyone. But at the end of the episode, Yumi gets back to the dark room. Jim opens the door, and it's just, Yumi and William are just acting so upset that he ruined all their good photos. And the episode ends with Yumi telling William, "Hey, that wasn't a dream. Do you want to join us?"
God. So
Okay.
And then
Wow.
Odd even says, at the very end, the last quote is like, "There's really big changes happening with our little group."
Yeah.
Who says that?
We're studying. Odd does.
Okay.
Odd.
Yeah,
We're
sounds
studying, and we got a new member in our group.
Oh
All right,
boy.
well,
Here's the recap for everybody.
Yeah. Thank you,
Well,
Flower.
Hold on. Before Cam begins,
Go.
I think I speak for everyone when I say that's enough about Double Trouble, so let's get to the main
Yeah.
event. Final round.
No, that's... Okay. So, okay. Oh yeah. What was the thing you said about the digital sea, Flower? I missed that part.
Oh, so Xana Aelita puts in the code Xana, and then the sector's getting deleted, and they're kind of stuck.
Oh, Aelita's possessed. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Aelita got
'Cause they're
possessed. She
can't
became
do
unpossessed when she did the thing.
Yeah.
And the tower falls apart, and the ramp out of the platform is disappearing in front of them, and behind them's a wall, so they're just kind of stuck. And then, the ground behind disappears below them, and then that's when they start falling.
Yeah, that's right. I guess Jeremy got them in time, just in time again.
Yeah. Yup.
Yeah,
Mhm.
last
Why do you
second,
guys
of
keep
course.
talking about episode 13?
God.
Yeah. Wait, dude, I'm not impatient. Okay, so for me, let's see. The William and Yumi scene I thought was a nice scene by William, except that he kind of starts the scene a little creepy. His first words when they walk into the room is like, "So I had another dream about you last night." I'm like, "God damn it, William." William's a cool guy, all right, but he's a little creepy. I know it's 2000s,
Yeah, can he not,
but my
can he not
goodness,
be a creep of...
I know.
Can he not be a creep?
But then I forget that the dream he had is actually what wasn't really a dream, which I really like that he actually remembered that in a dream. It's interesting. I forget what I headcanon that. Oh, I think that was an evolution thing actually with Laura, but that's not this season. So I just love Williams. He's not. I know he's not like a Chad, but he was Chad in that moment. Let's see. The dream that he was referring to was in The Secret, by the way. Helping stopping that Mario guy, with the bombs and stuff.
To be fair, if I had dreams where Super Mario was like jumping around in real life and shooting electricity instead of fireballs and trying to like kill me, I'd remember that too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh my god. There was a scene in the factory where the Xana Jeremy comes back. It's after Jeremy comes from swimming. He like does the shot, but like Jeremy's he flops so hard and it like kind of slow mo too. I'm like, what the hell? How's that even possible? I was like, damn, that's gotta hurt. I wish I could get a timestamp for that, but like, oh my god, that's just unrealistic. It just looked really funny. I mean, Jeremy gets Jeremy gets all the like the tough shots in the factory when it comes to Xana. Oh yeah, and the part where Xana and Jeremy takes over again, and Odd and them come up to the elevator. Literally, like Odd was sus the second the door opened. I'm like, how? Like I only got maybe it's just the aura or something, but
this guy just got electrocuted until he passed out by this guy. So I don't blame him for being a little paranoid.
Okay. I was just it's just like there's nothing like that. I guess always be aware, but like it's just like they come up from the elevator and then he asks where's Auric, and Aelita just answers normally, and Audie has that weird look on his face. It's just like I'm just like okay, but and Yumi and Aelita are like, don't worry about it, there's nothing wrong, and I was like, okay, whatever you say.
Did you look him in the eye?
Yeah. You should have went over. I should just went over there, walked over, and just looked in him straight in his face. Just grab a shirt. Yep.
This would have changed like a lot of this episode. Like Xana would not have been able to take out the mountain sector if Odd had been able to pick up on like that's not Jeremy like immediately. You could argue that has huge consequences because like that William would probably still have been recruited after he helped Yumi out, and like I don't know, final round might have gone very differently if they had the mountain sector still.
Right.
I don't know. Just thinking. Sorry.
No, you're good. Ted says that low-key this episode felt like a filler to me. I don't know why. I definitely wouldn't say it is. Probably kind of see why you would say that. Just because you have the reason of it not being filler is because of the Xana taking over another sector, and you have William getting involved again, which builds up the plot for season 4. I don't think I have that much else to say. It's a good episode. Oh yeah, the last thing I wanted to wait, was that this episode? No, that's Xana's kiss, I think. Sorry to bring that up, but the episode where they like the gang attacks. Yeah, I think that was Xana's kiss, right?
Yeah, that's Xana's kiss.
I love. It's just such a funny scene. I just love seeing them all getting up on them. Like, all right, well then, yeah, I don't have that much to say. Let's see. Ted says, but in a way, it had somewhat plot, and yeah, William would have been in the team for sure. But I can see why William couldn't have been part of the team yet. But we can see he was very helpful.
Oh yeah, I wasn't saying William would join the team this episode. I'm just saying like he would have.
Oh.
I think he would have joined this episode like at the very end. Like
yes.
He'd get that offer, and the next episode, final round, would have gone differently because it wouldn't just be Xana attacking the core. He still has a sector.
Right. It just made it easier for Xana that there was no sectors in final round. It's just kind of
Well,
it would have been interesting though, if that was the case. If he still had to take down a sector.
I mean, he wouldn't if he just attacked Sector 5. Then Lyoko was
right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Plot
That's also fair, but like I don't know.
I like the one-by-one destruction of the set, but I mean, he did try. Didn't he? I mean, he does try throughout the season, and they kind of counter it. So
yeah.
But you just keep doing it.
But the reason that he's bothering to take out the sectors one by one is so that he eliminates their access to Sector 5 because they don't know
how
to use Scipio.
Yeah,
and they would have and Jeremy had figured out at the end of the episode how to get into Sector 5, so it wouldn't have mattered then. He would have just been like, well, shoot, you guys still have Sector 5.
Was it the end of the episode, or was it sometime in final round he finds out?
It's the end of the episode.
Oh, okay, damn.
Maybe you could make some kind of argument that the sectors added extra protection to the core, like the core of Lyoko itself, and like even when each sector went down, I don't know. you're right. It probably wouldn't have mattered. Xana still would have gone for it because as soon as they
Yeah.
had direct access to Sector 5, like, well, taking out the sectors one by one doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. So I did remember I want to talk about the ending too here. I'm so happy I remembered this because I was about to move on. But so yeah, they lose another sector. That losing that last sector without they do get access at the end to virtualize into Sector 5, but that just kind of like, you know, having that happen at the same time of William helping out again just kind of made the question being brought up again. If, you know, we need to find someone else to help us. What about William? We discussed this before. I mean, you're losing all these sectors. Like, they needed the help. They're like balancing, you know, school life and this. It's just, I mean, it's how many years now at this time of the show? Like, it's a lot.
At least
like a year.
Closer to two. Closer to two.
2 years. That's
closer.
Yeah.
Not
That's
quite
tough.
2 years yet, but closer.
Okay, but that's even a year is a lot. Like, this is a lot that they're going through, especially with season 3 is probably, to me, their most stressful. Just because, I mean, I know season 2 was very different too, but now, like, Xana's still out there and he's destroying all the sectors. You don't know what he's doing outside of Lyoko, and they're losing everything and all the stuff they're failing in school, and they're like this is taking a toll on them. They need the extra help, and William has proved it throughout season 3. Well, a little sprinkled through season 3 mostly. There was some in season 2, his introduction and stuff. So it was that's why they brought it up in the first place after the secret. But Yumi was like, no, I don't trust him. And even in the beginning of this episode, she was saying, I still don't trust him. He's too much of a hothead, which is true. But I feel like most of the time he's not a hothead, but he definitely has his moments. But it's more not, in my opinion. But he's like, I don't know. Once they got to know him more and them helping the team out, you just really get to see how cool of a guy he is. And quotation marks, I guess, trustworthy. But the end of the episode, Yumi's all of a sudden is like, what was the line?
Oh. I changed my mind.
It's just a little. I'm happy she changed her mind, but it kind of irks me a little bit still.
Oh. Well, it's because of what just happened in this episode. William just
But the thing is, like, I mean, I guess it was more because it was more just of them two moment. But like, they've had I know William and Yumi specifically had not so great moments compared to everyone else in the group. And Yumi knows the times that William has helped in the past, but I guess after that one interaction with them, really changed her mind. It's just, I don't know.
It's complicated because there's points to both sides of like, yeah, Yumi had some good reasons not to trust William right off the bat, but at the same time, I do feel like William has the potential to be a great warrior. I think the issue is he's just starting so much later than everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, people, they pointed out, oh, he acted like a hothead on Lyoko. We'll probably talk more about that when we get to final.
We'll get there.
But, yeah.
I know. I just guess I wish that some of this kind of happened a little earlier. I know it's not the way it was supposed to go, but like, if Yumi had changed her mind a little bit earlier, or all the events, I guess, happened a little earlier to where. To where, crap, where was I going with? I just lost my thought. Oh gosh, I hate when this happens.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was already kind of starting to lose it. I had it, and then I started talking. And I was like, oh no, it's slipping away. There's a reason why I wanted it to happen a little earlier. I think it had to do with preventing, I guess, losing everything at the end.
I think we should save discussion of that stuff.
I'm not.
For the next episode.
I could just mention it at least, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll get more into it because I'm sure that's a huge.
I know it connects. It connects to I know exactly what you.
Going to be.
I was just
long
yeah, it's just the ending.
discussion.
The ending just kind of irked me a little bit. But I remember as a kid though, I was really excited. I was like yes, finally, because I was rooting for William to be in the group back then when when fully watching it for the first time. Um, but for my ranking though, I think I think the highest I would give it is an A. Yeah, let's go with an A.
All right, Waze, you're up.
All right, Weezy. I hope that you. I don't know why I thought that before we started talking about this episode that we were talking about final round because I was really happy for you. I have a feeling that you're gonna feel last for final round. I'm sorry, I don't want to jinx it. I'm gonna knock on some wood here. I don't have any wood with me.
I'm probably gonna be last for final
Here.
round, and that's fine.
Knock on wood.
I'm okay with being last. But what's it? In regards to this episode, honestly, it has a lot of fun bits. For example, what's it? William's pretend Yumi voice is ridiculous and one of the funniest things in this episode.
Wait, what?
Just a minute.
Oh right. Yes.
He does not
I forgot about that.
Yeah. It's so
William.
funny. And Jem just believes it.
Yeah, just nobody brings it up. Nobody's like, isn't that just William? No, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Jess.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yep.
One of my favorite images, of course, of this episode is what's it? When Yumi and Odd are transparent, and like they've been transparent for a while, so the Cankerlot is just crawling around, like in and out of them, like just it's really funny.
I remember that scene, but I
Yeah.
thought it was from Sabotage, but no, it's from this episode.
Yeah, and like Odd, when they finally are solid again, Odd like punts it like a soccer ball, and it's
Yes.
great. What's it? Oh my god. And what's it? The Jeremy clone is fun in this episode. Granted, I think that the Jeremy clone is even more fun in the other double episode, but we'll get to that in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. What's it? There's just a lot of good stuff in this episode. I think it's a fun time. I think for everything that it does. I feel like from a character perspective with Yumi, it does bring her to trust William more, especially. I do think that the expulsion thing, we were talking about this, a couple of us were talking about this before the stream, but that the expulsion thing is a little weird to have brought up in this episode because it's essentially a plot device to put Yumi in a corner. It's kind of like a thing for just this episode. And like it works for the episode, but it is a little extreme for them not to have for it to only be a single episode thing. So it does have that. That is a little weird, but it's still very good. I like the dynamic between Yumi and William. I like the dynamic between William and Jim. I love the dynamic between Will Yumi and Jim as well. What's it? It's a fun episode. It's got a lot of good stuff. I do have to dock it some points for memorability because, I'm gonna be real, this one is kind of forgettable. It took me a minute. Yeah, but I think I would still give it a bit of. I think I'd give it a solid A, maybe a B, but I think A is fine.
Yeah, I was kind of deciding myself between those.
Yeah. I guess the memorability is not enough to dock it to a B. So, yeah, an A is fine. And what's it? I just love the introduction. I really like the ending scene for this episode, too.
Yeah.
The line from Odd that Flower mentioned,
Yes.
Flower mentioned is really nice. It makes you feel like, hey, even though the mountain sector is going down, things are looking a little up. Maybe
I love
Famous
that.
last words.
I love the foreshadowing.
It was not good. What's it? Yeah, it's just it's a fun time. This is one of William's best episodes as well. Like William, just regular William. He's great in this, and Jim is great in this, and it's good. It's fun. Yeah. Hey, I guess who is next?
That would
The
have
one-
to be
Take it
yep,
away,
the only-
Game Bird.
Chamber.
Yep.
Game Bird. Take it away.
All right, so this one's just straight F tier because it makes William look like he's a good person when he's totally not. I'm kidding. Where's
Get that
Momo
gif.
when you need it?
I know.
Momo's not here. I'd be
Dude,
dead.
maybe that will summon her.
What did you say about William? Oh.
Yeah.
I said he's a simp.
Oh man.
No, I'd say this episode's like kind of a B. It doesn't it doesn't quite hit every beat how I'd like it to, and the plot structure just kind of Yumi's like under threat of expulsion for literally only this episode. So instead of like some compelling plot structure that like and instead of the justification being like, well, I can't help as often, so maybe we get William because the school apparently doesn't care that he's hooky as much. There's no. It is literally only used to justify William helping for this episode and this episode alone. But it's not really something you can hold against the show because is a semi-episodic, mostly episodic show from the early 2000s. And they couldn't drag this out over multiple episodes or make it something a little more sensible for that scope.
Sensible.
Did I ask you, Cam?
No, it's just tricking me because sensible is just not sensible.
I really like though how much of a Chad Jeremy is in this episode. I mean, the man is almost drowned. Yet no, he swims out of the scene. And then he is thrown down at least like 40 feet of an elevator shaft and he doesn't he grabs the ladder, I think, or something is the reason he doesn't die.
Yeah.
He would still
But
like be ripping.
He falls
his
a
arm.
considerable amount and doesn't
God.
rip his shoulder out
Yeah,
of its
ow.
socket. So that's worth something, you know? We get Odd's little sus moment where he should have just trusted his instincts and he didn't.
You keep cutting in and out on me for some reason.
No, it's not for me.
That's weird.
Am I?
Really?
Well, rip you, Colton.
Yeah,
I guess Rev
I don't
me
know. I
again.
mean, everyone else kind of.
Well, I was
everyone
just-
else has kind of already
I was
said
just-
some of the things I'd want to say. So
Yeah, I was just pointing it out so that you know, Colton. I mean, at least for me, on my end.
I would plop it around a B plus. You know,
All
I
right.
think that's where
E plus. Okay.
it sits.
Is it Speedy now?
That was my turn.
Oh,
I
it
mean,
is your turn.
I mean, it's a B plus if we
No, it's not.
ignore William, who makes it an automatic F. But like,
All right,
All right.
Colton.
Colton's turn.
What do you think?
Well, I'm gonna say right off the bat that this episode actually has some significance for me,
Okay.
and the reason why, actually, an episode that I remember watching. Not, I mean, not remember a line from this episode that stuck with me throughout all these years, and it, as a kid, I still remember it, and it was when what class were they in?
Photography?
I thought it was physics.
No. At the start of the episode.
Oh, there was history,
Oh, history.
and then later on science.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about.
none of us mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Colton.
Okay, well, Okay, well, the teacher says to Ulrich, "I've given you an F plus, the plus to give you room to do work next time," and that stuck with me for
Not
my
the
entire
bit.
childhood up until now.
The
Yeah.
bit, not the bit where he's like, this paper was riddled with so many grammar
No,
and spelling mistakes. I
no,
thought it was
the F
ancient
plus line.
primitive language.
And I think the reason why it stuck with me is because it's really just so damn sad. These teachers are assholes. I do not care
I
how
know.
anyone feels
There's
about
another
that.
Yeah.
scene too.
The
To be fair,
the
this is
chat-
about as worse as
It's
they
always
get.
yeah. You're not gonna get as bad as Miss Hurst giving Jeremy detention for falling off his chair. I mean, but the teachers are savages.
Yeah.
we're talking about the teachers being terrible, but honestly, you have to respect the Chad roast king, Gilles Boumet. He is that guy. He is everything I want him to know.
I mean,
You do you, buddy.
Oh. He's just him. Like, there's nothing else to say. He's him.
no, he's not him. What? I was gonna say. I was gonna say like Peter Duncan's probably him, but
yes,
he's
yes, you're
the
right.
guy.
My mistake.
Oh,
But
I don't know.
yeah,
Someone
no.
else might be him. Who knows?
No, Peter Duncan.
That's Peter Duncan. Sorry, my mistake.
Okay. Well, anyways, that line still stuck with me even after all these years, and so I just remember that line as a kid. And so yeah, this is one of the only episodes of Koyoko that I remember watching as a kid, and so actually, this is probably the only episode I remember watching as a kid, to be honest, because my birthday episode, yeah, I think it was the one where William came out of the scanner for the first time after getting Xanafied for so long when he comes back. But anyways, yeah, back to this episode. Gee, I don't even know what to rate this one. It's
Rated a 3.
A 3.
a 3.
Not how
Three.
it works.
Yeah, rated a 3.
Stars.
What did you
Like,
say?
on what scale? Like, 3 out of 5? 3 out
Just
of
a
10?
3.
3 out of
Just a 3.
100? Okay.
Alright, so that's
okay.
so I'm gonna
Yeah,
take that
well-
as that means a C. No, sorry, B. That's what I'm translating it
that is-
Colin
to.
wasn't actually doing
I
it.
know. Colton, go ahead. Give if you're ready.
Sorry, go on.
I do remember this episode with the photography stuff going on. I don't know. This episode just kind of it's.
It's alright.
I will discuss William more in the next episode. Don't worry, I have
Yeah.
a lot to say. Well, I really only have like one major point to say about that, but it's important that I say it in the next episode. This episode is it exists, I guess.
It does.
Yeah, I mean,
Certainly
well,
does.
yeah, I mean, you have
Next
Yumi,
one does,
like,
too.
I don't know, it feels like, just I don't know, just a throwaway plot here where, like, Yumi's like, I can't go to Lyoko because, you know, I might get expelled. And they just, I don't know, it feels like a season 1 plot, to be honest, thrown in season 3. Maybe that's, maybe,
Yeah, no,
now, maybe that's why people,
Season 2.
well, mind you, as that, like, I would have to go back and look at all the other season 3 episodes to, like, tally up why people think this is the worst season. But the problem with that is that, like, it's been 7 months now
I know,
since we've started. I know that
Season
you don't want me.
stream.
I know you don't want me
Listen,
to bring that
season
up.
3 has some of the Earth plots, you know, are kind of, or honestly, the Lyoko plots are pretty much the same in season 3. Okay, I say that. You have you're just trying to delete the sectors while a Spectre or something is on Earth trying to, you know, or a Spectre or a polymorph trying to like stop you. So, but it's the way they do it.
It's like they sat down and came up with a bunch of ideas, and then when they finally got to season 3, they were like, "Oh, great, ran out of ideas." Okay, we'll have to sit back down again.
Honestly, it's been like that since season 2 when we're talking about all the Xana attacks most of the time. But
Is it,
continue.
I'm gonna try to.
Will he succeed, folks?
Find out on the
Sorry,
Camera
go
on
on.
stream. We'll be right back. Kidding.
Go on.
I know Flower went over the plot beforehand, but I just kind of zoned out because I figured that like I would just read a summary and just be like, okay,
Yeah,
this is
don't
what
do
happened.
that.
Just
yeah.
I
Your
never
favorite parts
when it comes to
or
when it
parts you
comes to
want to
these
talk
tier
about.
lists, I never watched the episodes before. But anyways, I don't know. Like this episode just seems like it's there. Like it just seems middle of the road. Obviously, it's a important episode due to with one of the scan with I know I almost said one of the scanners. I meant one of the sectors. It's something that starts with an S. But one of the another sector disappears, and at this point, Sector 5 is the only one left, and then William joins up with the group finally.
Yeah, finally.
So it is an important episode, but it feels like the Earth plot just kind of is just there. So I would probably have to give it a B.
Alrighty.
This is not the best episode to remember as a kid, to be honest. I wish it was something better.
We're about to get to it.
Like Ghost Channel, right? Like remember that episode or something.
I said
Yeah, I
Ghost
don't remember
Scanner.
that. I don't remember that episode. I remember Double Trouble as a kid. Yeah, it's it.
Sick.
Yeah, B.
Alright.
Or
Alright.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
E.
So I think what a lot of people don't understand about Double Trouble, from what I'm hearing in this chat, is that it is one of its main functions is to serve as a prelude to Final Round. It is to show, like, the first 5 minutes of this episode. It's meant to showcase how the Warriors are struggling with their real lives. We have the epic roast of Gil Spumay over like
Just
Oryx.
like him when I grow up.
Are you him yet? Are you him yet? Yeah, are you him yet?
Not yet,
Sorry.
but one day.
Roll
Go
on.
on.
Yeah, that like Oryx struggling with his braids, and then you have Yumi, who's like the toll she's had to deal with now is her constant lateness to class and tardiness, and the school's like, okay, you're at a point now where it's like, you do this again, you're done. Which, like Waze brought up earlier, because me and him were talking, along with others, like, it is, I get that they needed to put Yumi in a corner, but like that has implications for season 4 that just don't come up ever again. So I don't know. Maybe Dilma just forgot, or maybe he didn't actually have the goal to like actually expel her. I don't know. He was just hoping, well, Yumi's a good kid. Maybe if I tell her she'll get expelled if she does it again, she'll stop. I don't know. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Right, but back to my main point of how this is function as a prelude, because Yumi is now in that corner and they're all struggling with real life versus Lyoko. This episode, really, its main purpose is to justify William's inclusion with the Warriors, as well as set up the struggle with the school, like the real life versus the virtual life, because that does come up in final round. But we'll talk about that when we get there. But there's also just a lot of moving pieces. I noticed in this episode, particularly like who's where, is like that it actually kind of matters, especially with the timing of some things. Like Auric being like, okay, I need this physics test to do well, and that like becomes a plot point for why he doesn't get trapped on Lyoko while Xanilita takes out the tower, and then Xana just drops them all in the digital sea, which I think that would have been what happened if Jeremy hadn't Supermaned himself out of the elevator shaft. Like, no, he's stuck there. But he gets to come in and save the day later on. Also, Jeremy being the Chad invulnerable guy, very good at not drowning and not dying in this. Man. For someone who's not very athletic, he sure is endurable.
Jim would have been proud of him in this episode.
I don't know if endurable is the right word, but I can't think of what the right word is. Anyway, yeah, we already talked about William's fun banter with Jim. That's great. The glitched odd playing with the Kankerlots. That's also pretty great, but we already talked about that. I just love the detail of like, no, Org actually gets absolutely wrecked by that clone. Like you just see it
Yeah.
and he's like getting electrocuted and crying out in pain while Jeremy's trying to play director to the others. And then
that one. Sorry, go on.
No, that one shot like at the end when
Yes.
the specter fades and then Jeremy rushes over and he's like, Orc, are you okay? And he's like, no.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
And then he's like leaning really heavily on Yumi and Odd's shoulders at the end. I'm like, oh my, yo. Like it's like a background detail at this point. Like earlier episodes, him being that badly hurt would be a plot point, but in this, it's just like, yeah, no, that just happened. But no, we have other problems to deal with, like the death of the mountain sector, getting into Sector 5, William joining the Warriors. There's just a lot of moving pieces, but I think part of the issue why people kind of overlook it, one is it's right next to Triple Trouble, and everyone's like, it's funny, Triple Trouble, Double Trouble are right next to each other. Isn't that funny? And then everyone thinks of Trouble. Triple Trouble really is an inconsequential episode, and I know I made the mistake of being like, well, Double Trouble is also like Triple Trouble. It's also inconsequential. It's not. It really isn't. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, because it's a prelude to Final Round, in a way, it can only be, it's set up for a better episode. Slightly better job. This is good too. Like, this is showing like it interfering directly with their school lives and their grades and whatnot. And while Final Round is more about their personal lives, but Final Round is just so much more memorable for a bunch of reasons. Not just what happens with William, but with like their own like personal lives as well. So I think this is a really good episode. I think it's just not like, but it's not S tier. I'm gonna put this down as A tier.
Yeah, okay.
If I have any more to say, I'll think of it. I'll say it later.
All right, Speedy, you're up. The last one.
Yeah, last one.
For this.
Okay, go on.
Alright, I have like some notes because I actually rewatched it. I've mentioned some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is, alright, here's what the notes say. What I like about the episode is that it shows how much Fighting Xana has worn the Lyoko Warriors down, and they're at their breaking point. I also like how frustrated Xana acts and can be in this episode. It's kind of funny. It's also funny how Xana finishes the test because he doesn't want to blow his cover and the others need to get their work done. Also, I sometimes wonder how William was able to cover for Yumi for so long. But then again, it is a kid show, so I have to suspend some of my disbelief.
Also, because Jim's just Jim.
Yeah, yeah. I've also mentioned that the Xana attack isn't very special, as it's something we've seen before, like him transforming into Jeremy and setting the trap for the Warriors.
Yeah, it happens quite often.
Yeah, I think that's all of my notes. I'd probably also put this in A as well because you know I did like the episode as well despite all that.
Okay, all right.
I forgot one minor detail that I noticed at the very start of this episode. When Jeremy's getting approached by the Spectre, this is before the show, like the episode reveals what's going on, but you see another Jeremy in his classes, like very quick. I'm like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
I love how this is one of the episodes I remember as a kid, and I end up giving it the lowest rating. The duality of man.
I like when Miss Hertz asks Odd if he needs any help, and Odd's just like, actually, yeah, that would be great. I love it.
That's right.
Because like at that point,
Yeah, I know. So if you don't, I mean, since you asked, that'd be great. Oh, Odd, love that guy. All right, let's
This
bring up
show
the
is
tier list here.
funny.
Okie dokie. Let's get rid of that. So that's going to be the highest this episode can go is a mid A with the B plus that we have. I think.
Yeah.
But let's
There's
see.
also a
Let's
B.
actually see. Is there? Oh yeah, right. There's also a B. Thank you. I forgot about that. My mind was like, didn't want to think that. But all right. So it's going to be. I think it's still the same. But let's see. We have the secrets. Bear with me here. I'm trying to remember these episode names. I know them. Oh, nobody in particular. Aelita. False lead. What is that one? What is that one?
Where'd you get this background from? The Steam Summer Sale?
Oh, I actually don't know where. I forgot where. It's some free website. I was just for the summer vibes, and we'll go back to the
Well, that's
usual.
fair.
And I updated the icons too, as you could see.
Yeah.
All right, so where are we gonna put this guy? I think it's.
I'd say above 51 if
Fit-
we're gonna put it in A tier, but below 54.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, except that's 61.
Yeah.
So, I forget what episode's 54. What's the name of that episode? It's bugging me so much. It's the William episode. I'm trying to.
oh, that's Lyoko -1.
Ah, okay, thank you.
Oh. Yeah, definitely there.
And then 61 is sabotage. So between sabotage and
Yes.
okay, cool. Because I agree with that too. Everyone else seems in agreement here because you can't put that in front of either Lyoko -1 or false lead. Are you kidding me? Anyways, all right, yeah, I that seems perfect. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this one down here. It's time. It's time, guys, ladies and gentlemen. It is time.
Do we want to take a quick
Wait,
break
I
and
was-
see if Momo comes?
Yes. I DM'd her a few moments ago.
Before we all have the hotly debated question
Yeah.
about what Aelita says, and
Oh yeah. Oh
I-
yeah.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
We'll get.
I can't
to
wait.
that.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
actually gonna ask that. Thank you for bringing that up because I almost forgot. This is the time to take a small little break, get something to eat, get some water, go to the restroom before this hot discussion starts. So I'll be right back.
I better be first, or she'll help me God.
Yeah.
Everybody.
You jinxed yourself, so knock on wood.
Enjoy these brief moments where
silence.
everyone in here are still friends. We're
Oh
going
my
to
God.
war. Oh,
We're going to war.
we're going to war.
It's fucking
The
great.
Ents are going to war.
In fact, he's not here, but J Extras, please play the 54th variation of William action. Because we're going to war. God. Oh. I'll remember all the good times we all had together, though. So many years.
I never have
together.
any good times with you. I just think about all the
Yeah.
bad times instead. It's something.
I guess this is.
Hey,
how
you
it
are
is.
not yet him. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you never will be him.
No, don't do this to me. I want to be him. I want to be him so bad. I'm sorry.
What's with people referring to people as him these days?
I don't
You're not the
know.
only one.
I don't know. It's the thing. It's the trend. Yep.
And you know what? There's probably a meme, and the fact that I don't know about it, that says something.
Exactly. Can you truly call yourself
I
anymore?
I guess I only know about Koyoko memes and not any other meme. It's
Damn, you're right.
I never
Because what
realized it.
other memes
It took
matter,
me
actually?
how long did it take me to realize that? 5 years?
Well, better late than never.
Are we still recording?
I have no idea. Hold on, let me just unmute the stream.
We
No,
probably
I
still
think
are.
we're. I don't think we are.
That'd be
Sorry,
funny.
I meant
If,
to. No, we're still. People can still hear us.
if you can still hear us, put one in
Hello.
chat.
One. Sorry.
Oh my god.
See, it works.
Bro, I am dead. I come walking back over here laughing so hard. But yes, they can hear you. Or we'll start we'll start the final round discussion very soon in the next minute or so. And we'll get my food now.
No one's put one yet.
No, I already told you they can
Yeah.
hear you. It's just the be right back screen.
No, I know.
I wish I had some music.
That's why.
I know, you have
That's
music.
why I. Yeah.
Be right back.
That's. I wasn't sure, but I just kept talking, so it wouldn't be dead silent for a minute. So, yeah. Otherwise, I hope I'm entertaining you all. I hope this is fun. I hope you're not all like, oh man, get this guy out of here.
That's why I think usually.
Damn.
Get this guy out of
We're
here.
already starting the we're already starting the war. I can't believe this.
You think Koyoko is trash and it ain't. So
I mean,
therefore...
I do, but I mean, it's time to admit that Lyoko was never good. Was never good. Oh God.
Oh, someone did type one. Oh, thank you.
Ah, there we go, Ben.
Yay.
You can't hear us.
Down there. Oh my god, y'all are...
Oh God.
Wait, let me... No.
No, we can hear you.
Damn straight.
That's
Okay.
unfortunate we can hear you.
Alright, you're getting disconnected.
That's okay. See,
Damn, crazy, it's not me. Oh.
right before she
Wait, he's just like wiping his forehead
Who you gonna bring in to say who you gonna bring in to replace me?
He gets cut off right there.
Oh.
Who do you think you're gonna? Who are you gonna replace me?
That okay, yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
Wazy, are you good? Do you need to grab anything?
I think I'm fine. If I do need something, I will just quietly mute while someone else is talking and step away. But yeah.
Alrighty.
He needs to grab his brain for this episode.
Yeah. Let's see. There
There are going to be so many hot takes.
I messaged Momo 12 minutes ago, so hopefully.
No.
What?
No, I'm laughing at Golden Lion in the chat.
Oh, hold on. But hopefully she at least shows up before we end, so she can discuss. But man, she's gonna want to be there when we bicker and fight each other.
You ain't talking about me, are you? I'm pretty sure that I'm
What?
because that ain't how you spell my name. It's with an O, not an E.
Wait, why is that funny? Wait, I don't. What?
No.
Look in chat.
I know. I'm looking now. I'm looking,
You
but
looking now?
yes, I looked at it a moment ago. I'm like, what's so funny? Well, I guess Wazy's.
Yeah, I was laughing.
Keep you on our short list.
Don't worry, Golden Lion. We have your resume, and we'll keep you posted.
Okay.
If the position becomes open, then could be you. Oh.
We're all doomed.
You damn right.
This is where.
Oh, I thought you meant in life in general. Yeah, we're doomed, but
Well, I mean, in the end we all.
Man, It's only been
I'm
what,
gonna
an
go
hour
on.
now.
I'm gonna
So,
go. I tell you what. I'm gonna go live on Lyoko. A world without
that
danger.
sounds
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, quotation marks.
That's probably why nice for living on or for a world with a lot of danger. It's danger
Man,
around every corner.
we have at least 2 hours to talk about final round. We'll see.
Oh boy.
Well, you're darn right, because there's a pay-per-view happening tonight, and I gotta get going at 7.
That's well. Let's see, 7, 6. So yeah, that's usually the normal time we end the stream. But we'll see if we need to. It might linger a bit, but hopefully we get your discussion in there, your takes on it. I should
Well,
probably lock. I'm gonna lock the
we went
VC.
from 5 people watching to 10 people watching. Yeah, everyone showed up. Oh, 11 now. Hold on a minute. Here we go. It's
I know,
Friday.
it's peaking on
Yeah,
guys.
everyone.
Oh,
Everybody
is
that's
excited.
here right now, we are
Final round.
we haven't discussed final round yet. We're about to, so just hang on tight. Just waiting for one more person to get back from getting something to eat, grabbing a
Yep.
bite, taking a little break because this is gonna be a hot discussion. And final round, oh boy, William,
Oh boy.
Aelita. I'm already starting to sweat. It's freaking hot out here.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. Actually, you know what? I'm Ron. I said earlier that my brother remembers me watching a Koyaku episode. It's this one. It's also this one.
Oh, well,
With
okay, good.
William and the Scanner.
Yes.
William and the Scanner talking smack. Yeah.
Talking smack.
That's so weird. Like, it was probably the same day. It was probably the same day.
Oops, hold on. You're gonna see some channel perms. No, wait, no, you can't. Okay, good. I'm just gonna lock this channel for him. Just 6, but Momo can still hop in because she's a mod. So just in case we don't get any interruptions, this is people who reserve the spot. So get out of my way. That's Momo actually. Momo is like trying to get here, and she's in a crowd of people. Like, get out of my way! I got somewhere to be. I gotta talk about my boy William.
What's Momo's favorite Kingdom Hearts character again?
Wasn't it the guy with the hoodie?
Vanitas.
Yeah.
No,
Man,
Vanitas.
that's not the hoodie.
Guy with
never
the
mind.
hoodie.
No,
You
I
know,
call. Hey, listen to me. I don't play. I know. I took it back as soon as I said it. I was like, wait, no, that's not it. 'Cause that's a whole.
I'm glad you were trying to answer like you
Yeah,
did.
you're. Well, no, I knew the name, but I got the person wrong.
Oh.
It's Vanitas.
It's
so
yeah.
what's
I don't want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he does have like some kind of like
No.
Like,
Well, not really.
black suit or something like that. Maybe not a hoodie, but
Well, yes, but
I just remember he was dope looking.
he has a helmet.
Yeah, okay, that's
it. It's a helmet, not a
out of
hood.
my way. Yeah. Shut up.
That's what William
right
needs a helmet.
See, not that image. Not that image.
Yeah, careful, because I don't. Does Flower know about it?
Yeah, spoilers. She
Yeah.
hasn't
No,
met
she's muted.
Vanitas.
She's muted right now, so don't.
Yeah.
I know,
But
but
even
yeah, the stream. Who knows?
I have to be careful
Oh.
about which image of Vanitas I use because
Uh-huh. So hungry.
as well, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
I know too much. That's the problem.
Hurry up! I want to talk about final round.
I mean, maybe we shouldn't. I mean, I'd rather stay friends with everyone here. I mean, how many of you are going to be dead to me by the end of this stream? We will never
I mean,
know.
Wazy.
Uh-huh.
Wazy, I'm already dead to you, so I don't know how it could get worse.
Oh, it can get
Well,
worse.
yeah, but like just maybe, I'll want you in like Super Hell or something.
You know, the super hell.
Not
That's
just
a
hell,
digital sea.
Super Hell. Yes, exactly. I want your remains scattered across the digital sea, where you will be constantly in agony across all of the internet. Also, there's Vanitas.
Yes,
But,
that's right. That boy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You could always play Kingdom Hearts in Needham Camp.
That's so funny.
It's on sale.
I don't
Well, as
care.
long as you don't have an AMD GPU, then you should be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Also, while I'm at it, this guy has an awesome theme song.
Was he Heavy Black Kingdom Hearts on Steam yet?
Not yet, but
Who
I'm
would
planning
do
to in
that?
a couple of days.
Mitch, what'd you say?
Nothing,
I'm
don't worry
planning
about
to within the next couple of days.
it. He's not talking to you.
I know.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, you didn't respond to that.
I know.
Bitch, what'd you say? Oh my god. Alright. Oh gosh. Still waiting.
Just for saying that, I'm gonna rank final round an F minus.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, cool.
Damn.
I'm kidding, that's not how I feel about the episode.
Also,
Yeah.
I like how for all of the rankings of season 3, only a single
I know.
episode has gotten
Shut the
S
fuck up,
tier.
Wazy, okay?
Yeah, listen. Notice how fans of season 3 are pointing out how their episode are trying to say that their episodes are good, but not with them actually being good. Just say. God.
Wait, actually, do you have the other tier lists on hand, like season 1, season 2?
I can grab
Like
it
pictures of them?
because I already have the
Yeah.
website up.
All right, you post
Yeah,
those
do that.
Here, let me look. Let me go look at them. Let me just
Yeah,
run my finger here.
because I haven't seen them since we did them.
Yeah.
It's
Let me
wild,
just duplicate this into another tab so I can go to. Oh, I need a login still. Can it? Okay, what's my screen look like? It shouldn't pull up, or will it? Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
whatever. Oh well, it's fine.
I
Actually,
mean, it's fine.
hold on. Give me a second. Get rid of that.
Just put
in-
be
just
right
in
back,
case.
Thane.
Yeah, not anymore since I'm back. Let's see if this is the right my tier list. Wait, no.
Still no-
Okay,
My
it's fine,
account.
yeah. Right.
Season 1. Open that in a new tab. Season 2. Wait, no. Season 2 fixed. Okay. Alright. Oh, damn. It doesn't save for some reason.
That's a
So you
shame.
don't have them.
I have them, but they just eventually they refresh. They go back to being in the box and below. So, but you know, I can just go to the end of each season finale that we've streamed and just screenshot. Excuse me.
That would yeah, it's plan B pretty much.
Yep. Let me just bring this back up. There you go, guys. Still waiting on one person. Well, technically two, but at least one person.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Y'all
Yeah.
already lost 4 people, but it's okay. It's okay.
We're not being funny enough, guys.
Code Lyoko is a good show. You see,
That's not
that's
funny.
the funniest joke because
Uh-uh.
Code Lyoko is
It's
in
not
fact
funny, but
not.
it's true. So therefore, that probably get more people to click on it.
No, you don't understand. You see, it's funny because Code Lyoko is not a good show. So therefore,
Right.
God. Oh.
You just see the view count. Well, I don't know how they would know. You just see the view count spike.
Everybody wants me to catch me saying Code Lyoko is good. No, it's not. Never. Never. The fact that you would insinuate that I would ever call Code Lyoko a good show, actually, ugh, disgusting.
It's not doing anything.
Completely.
Maybe you should talk
Utterly
about. Maybe you should actually say how good a show it is. Maybe that will change it.
Okay.
No, you will
Well,
not.
Code Lyoko, you know, it's such an amazing show. I mean, the characters, they're rich. Honestly, some of the greatest that I've ever seen. I mean, the fact that they never really change, you know, because they're already perfect.
That didn't work either.
Oh. Oh my god. Yeah, no, what's it? Code Lyoko.
You know, I was gonna I thought about maybe kind of just starting, but then again, we need our list. Flower does that.
Yeah.
The randomizer. I mean, she doesn't have to, but. Ways, phrases. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, Momo replied. Hold on.
Oh.
How long ago was that? Oh, just now. Shit, I always forget.
We need her here so that mod Civil War can start.
Usually, yeah, the what 25th one.
Yes. No. Actually, usually Momo and I are on pretty similar wavelengths when it comes to Code Lyoko. But, I know she has... Final Round is an episode that means a lot to her, and I have some spicy takes. So... I'm actually interested in what tier Final Round is going to end up in.
She's the
I
extra.
think I know, but at the same time, it's going to be interesting. Nobody say anything, obviously. We'll get there when we get there.
What?
But, you know. What tier Final Round will end up in.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just gonna say I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be upset if it's not what I think it is.
Okay.
Maybe that's too much that I said there.
Maybe.
Well, actually no.
I mean, it's an easy B tier, pretty middle of the road episode. It has its good things, it has some bad things.
Everybody watch the screen. Someone's about to leave. I'm kidding. My hands weren't kind of like greasy. I kind of would have done it. There she is.
Yo, no way! It's the #1 William Dunbar defender. Let's go.
It's time for our modern Civil War to start.
I totally forgot.
Yeah.
How dare you.
I was
Civil
reading my
War.
room.
Just in time for me to give
The way that I
double-
ran from the dining room
double
table.
trouble,
I had dinner again.
I'm just
I
like,
was eating dinner. I'm like, oh shit.
gotta talk about my boy. Get
just
my
in
way.
time for me to give this Double Trouble an F tier rating because it has William and he's like a good guy in it.
Man.
I'm about to die. It's last knowing you.
God.
Yeah,
The
we
way
took
I
a-
just ran.
Yeah, I was literally picturing that. If I didn't know where you were, but I'm just like, I know that you're realizing it's time, and if you're in a crowd of people, you're just pushing people out of the way, like, get out of my way! I gotta talk about my boy.
William, you know who I am? I'm the #1 defender.
He's #1, or I am #1.
I'm his #1 defender.
I have to go. He needs me. Oh.
He needs me and I need him.
Exactly.
Their powers combined. So hi everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I missed all of you.
Same.
Oh, it's been a while.
I've been really busy. I had a convention this weekend and I was con crunching really, really hard for it, and I decided to last minute not to go.
Yeah.
there.
Well,
Like an hour before I was supposed to leave. I was like, no.
well,
William's more important.
William's more
William's
important.
I should be in a competition right now. I should be in a competition on stage at
Oh
the
my
moment.
god, damn it.
But I knew you were talking about William instead,
Well-
and that's worth it.
Regardless,
As one does.
you know what? We're still happy to have you.
Thank you, thank you. I'm eating dinner, so excuse
I'm
small
also
crunches.
eating right now. Eating a little
Okay.
late.
I'm eating too.
I got Roadhouse. Texas
Oh.
Roadhouse.
But you're in Florida.
There's Texas Roadhouse in some Florida.
I just think it's weird. I never actually thought about that. I never really thought about that outside.
Never, well, I don't know about
There's a
that.
Buc-ee's next to my house.
Oh, damn. Well, I can see that. But I just think it's funny. I never really thought about Texas Roadhouse being outside Texas. Never seen
'cause
one
you
out of
wouldn't.
Texas. Yes, good job. Stream, you didn't hear that. I'm kidding. I don't care. A little bit.
I'm gonna
We're
pull
both
my
pal.
episode around.
Oh, great. We're gonna have to start the RTTP.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Damn it.
Oh, I've already spoke Lyoko in the final round. It's just pretty much a bunch of basketball stuff.
Oh, I should mention that. I guess might as well is that the Hurricane Barrel.
Oh,
That seems, yeah.
I think I don't know where it's at now, but it's kind of that shit came out of nowhere, man. Like, holy, what the heck?
It
When I
did
first heard about
really?
it,
No,
like,
it didn't.
When I first heard about it,
Oh,
like
well,
5 days
now
ago.
maybe for you, but
Well, like 5 days
I'm
ago,
sorry.
almost a week ago, I was like, "Oh, this is happening. It's a Cat 5." I'm like, "What the hell?"
Sorry, I should explain. I'm a Weatherhead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm like I'm checking the Storm Prediction Center every day on my phone on Twitter,
Because-
and I'm like, okay, here's what's happening
Because
today.
usually,
I was a meteorology major before I switched to costume design in college.
there's something new.
Huh.
I wanted to be a hurricane hunter.
Oh, really? Damn, that's scarier.
I love hurricanes.
Tornadoes are my thing, but I don't know if I would chase one still.
I
I love the movies
I
though.
do love watching hurricanes form.
Gotta watch the new Twister movie. I hope it's probably not gonna be as good as the first one though.
Tax that Xana didn't do. Tornadoes.
I know, right?
Didn't
I know. That's why
No, he didn't.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
something I wanted to, be a thing. It'd be really cool.
Well, actually, there was that sandstorm he did that one time.
But that was on Lyoko, wasn't it?
Yo, no way.
Yeah,
Darude
it was.
Sandstorm? Sorry.
Oh my
That's
god.
I
It's
need to
Santa!
play Sandwam that game at some point.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What?
Yeah, no, there's like that game used Darude Sandstorm in like its trailer and everything. So yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
it's a whole thing. Yeah, Sandland. And you know me, I don't like sand. Of course.
I guess I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's
I didn't know that
irritating.
part about you. Yeah, well,
It's
I
everywhere.
think.
What's that from again?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
Star Wars.
You don't know?
I was kind of quoting Star Wars a bit.
Yeah.
Flower, where are you? When people, by the way, I'm talking about Laura. That's her.
Yeah.
Oh, it's from episode 2 of Star Wars. Okay, okay.
Yes.
Who posted
Speaking of
Vanitas
Star
in the
Wars, Kingdom
chat?
Hearts 4,
I don't
right?
know.
Oh, it
Yeah,
was me.
I'll just check.
It was me. We were asking. Cam was asking who your. Sorry, no. Colton was asking who your favorite Kingdom Hearts character was.
Oh,
and, like it's Vanitas.
100%.
Yeah.
Vanitas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I love
Speaking of,
Vanitas.
Finally.
I went to go get ice
Oh,
cream,
wow.
and I didn't think it would take that long.
Huzzah! Wait, where'd you get ice cream at?
A place down the street.
Oh, okay.
Normally only takes like
Oh my
10
gosh.
minutes, but
Okay, damn, I didn't know that. Okay, well, Momo's here now too. So we are everybody
Hello.
that's here in the stream now. We're finally gonna have our hot takes about final round and give our ranking at the end.
Let's go.
All right, let's get that list. The randomizer. Starting like the next
Pull the
30
lever,
seconds.
Flower.
I'm just adding.
Pull the lever!
Dip 7, okay.
Okay, everyone's probably crossing their fingers. Who to go first?
Wow.
Oh god, her reaction.
Screenshot.
Her
I'm taking the
reaction.
screenshot.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry, Wazy. Oh, it's me. I'm fine with.
Oh, wow, okay.
Oh, hell
my
yeah.
God.
This is a first. Oh yeah, let me show the Discord chat.
It's mod.
This would make it would make
Oh
more
my.
sense if Flower and I were both one because we're gonna like riff off each other on this idea.
Oh.
I think this is the first that I'm last actually. It's always on top. I'm always on top, and I don't like. Sometimes I don't want to be, and I'm okay with being dead last. I'm happy Wazy's not.
Because
You
you're not gonna have to.
You know
share
what?
your
Holy
opinions,
shit.
'cause everybody else will have murdered each other.
No, yeah, yeah. I know. It's like before it even gets to me, everyone's dead. I'm the last survivor. I'm just like, hey guys.
Maybe I should go last.
Oh my god, Speedy.
Momo wants to go last.
I'm sorry, I'm dying right
Let me
now.
go last, I'll
I'm
just
fucking
whatever.
dead. I just was not expecting that. It's just- What was I saying?
Someone said that they'll go last instead. So...
No, it's okay. I'll go last.
Was
I was just making a
No,
joke.
I'm so willing to go last.
Oh, you want to go last? Wait, hold on a second. Hold on.
Last.
Wait, hold on.
So I can go third.
I think the list is more perfect that it's Momo and then Wazy because they're the ones that
Lots of
they're
war.
gonna be killing each other.
What? No,
It's Mod War.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, where have you been? We've been mentioning it a couple times
Okay.
because they're
Mod
opposites.
War. Mod War.
Mod War. Oh God. So
I mean,
Mod War.
aren't literally me, Flower, and Waze all mods?
What was the time for
No,
that shit?
you're
I'm gonna say
neither
an
of you
hour.
are mod. Well,
Oh, we're not mods.
Momo
Wait,
and I are the only. Yeah, Momo and I are the only mods at the server. Remember,
I'm thinking of a
yeah,
different friend. Never mind.
long,
I'm thinking of a
long
different friend.
ago.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Okay, so
I feel like Waze are the polar ends of the list on Discord too. I'm on the top and he's at the complete
Yeah.
bottom.
okay,
I can
before
be separated.
so Momo, did you actually want to be last, or you want to keep your spot? Or
I'm okay with whichever. It's funny either way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, let's do it. All right, Flower.
Uh,
Take us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Final round is
It's nice knowing all of you.
probably it's a very loaded episode, and it's probably my favorite show finale. Not to downplay the other finales; they're all good too, but final round at its core is a conflict between the Lyoko warriors' need to fight Xana and just real life obligations creeping in their way. And it's not like they can tell their real life obligations. BRB gotta go save the world, lol. It's a secret. And everyone's got something going on. Jeremy's in the middle of trying to figure out. What is it? I think it's. No, I thought they resolved. I just watched these episodes today too. I should know this.
Jeremy already figured out how to get them into Sector 5.
Yeah, I thought that happened last episode.
By
but I
the
guess
start
this-
of the episode.
Okay, I thought
he was
that part
up
was
late
a
trying to
bit weird,
figure it
right?
out in
Yeah.
double trouble.
Oh, hold on. What? I gotta crack my knuckles.
You interrupted for that?
hard work because essentially each of the warriors gets trapped in their own obligations, except for Aelita and William, who are the only ones that have the free time to go and deal with Xana, just taking out Sector 5. Jeremy's trapped with, his expectations of being the valedictorian. You have Odd at the skateboarding competition, Oric having to confront his father over his poor grades, and Yumi, who's like, she's supposed to be babysitting Hiroki, and Hiroki's like, I'm not letting you sneak out this time. William's like just practicing in the woods by himself. He's the only one who's just not doing anything else, and it's like almost a little sad, actually. And Aelita she's still the new girl. She's still figuring out her hobbies, so it makes sense that she's free. And I think it's just a fun time exploring each of their lives. We get the bit with Tamiya and Millie fighting each other, which actually carries through to the next episode, into the next season. Which Lyoko doesn't normally do that, but it does in this case. We'll talk about Millie and Tamiya more when we get to that episode. But you have. I feel bad going first because there's just so much to talk about.
Right.
And I have to say it all. I can't just be like, oh, it's already talked about. No, I have to be the first to talk about it.
We will never talk about this ever again.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see. You have Odd's relationship with. What is this gift?
What is this?
What is this?
What's this?
Admiration.
Yeah. You have Odd doing the skateboarding competition, and Sam shows up, And Odd's like, "Oh, hi, Sam," and Sam's like, "Hey, Odd," and they're super happy they get to be together just for this one day, until Xana ruins it. But that's kind of cute. I guess I'll talk about this now since I think just running through each warrior individually. Jeremy, I don't have a ton to talk about, but with Odd and Sam, Ulrich has to leave and he's like, pass the message on, and Sam's like, yeah, okay, and then she doesn't because like she probably imagines whatever is going on can't be more important than like this competition, which in most cases she'd probably be right actually. uh but I have to give mad respect when Odd finally finds out what is going on and he confronts her and he's like, why didn't you tell me? And she's like, well, we don't see each other all that often, and is what you're that really that important? And he's like, yeah, it is. And we all know just how important the skateboarding and hanging out with Sam is to him. And for him to put Lyoko above all that, it really does speak to his maturity, despite all the times he acts like an immature kid, because he is one to some extent. This is something he takes very seriously. And, they call him up, he's up next for the competition, and he's just MIA, and, like, man. Also, Sam's not a great person. Rock Bottom is probably the episode that really pushes that more, but it did not deliver the message like she should have, and I get why, but at the same time, I wish they'd done more with Sam. Instead, she's here for this one cameo, and I appreciate it. Well, not even a cameo; she does have a role, but like she's only in like 2 episodes, and this is the only time. And then after that, she's gone. She's gone indefinitely until Evolution. But we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
What is all this chatter going on in voice chat?
Sorry, it's because of the episode. It's because of this episode.
Fair enough. Yeah, so Ulrich, I'm sure we're all gonna have a lot to talk about when it comes to Ulrich and his dad. And since I'm doing first, I have to be the one to start this topic. So I think the fandom really does like to paint Mr. Stern as just like he is evil and he is abusive and he is the worst father ever. And to some extent, I think he's not a great father. He's actually fairly toxic. Yeah. But here's the thing. He came all the way from wherever he lives, which is implied to be pretty far away, to come to Caddick to have this chat with Ulrich, which means he does care to some extent. And he does have a point on some level. Like, yeah, Ulrich does have bad grades, and he's struggling, and that's bad. And Mr. Stern says so. What he doesn't seem to get is that Ulrich, despite everything, does care about his grades. He's not just slacking off, he really is trying, but for one reason or another, he is struggling. But the answer to solving Ulrich's problem of bad grades is not to just yell at him this one time. When Ulrich points out, like, you barely know me, we've barely spoken for a year, it just kind of highlights, like, as much as Mr. Stern thinks Ulrich has disrespected him, and to some extent he has, Mr. Stern has very little respect for his son as a person. And, like, Ulrich finally has the courage, specifically when he brings up his friend, because Ulrich could take a lot of him calling him out, but when he started calling out his friends, that's like Ulrich's like almost berserk button, just like, hey now, you're insulting people you don't know. But it also, like, in that sort of found family friendship way, like, it gives him the strength to finally stand up to this guy and be like, I'm done listening to you. And you even get to see the shot of the hold of, like, Mr. Stern just stunned in Mr. Delmas's office after Ulrich leaves. He's just, like, couldn't believe that that it had happened. It kind of implies that Ulrich's never done this before. Makes it all the funnier when we get to Distant Memory and he straight up just walks out of the car. Like, bro. It was
Get there
cool in the
faster
principal's
if I
office,
walk.
but wow. But like, we'll talk more about that when we get to Distant Memory. But like, yeah,
The hell?
What do you mean the hell?
Sorry, I'm looking at my OBS Streamlabs. I just see that
Oh.
a map pop up. I was like, what?
we don't. Yeah, I know. He probably is from Germany, but we don't know that for sure. It's
Hence
a
my
drive, not a
presumably.
plane flight. So, because we know I was flying to see his
that
parents.
is
but-
that is 10 hours is
Yeah,
driving time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have
I'd
possibly been
probably
train
say
as
it's
well.
more like I'd probably say his family's from around Frankfurt because 5 hours seems a lot more reasonable than 10.
But that's still like a long drive, even 5 hours
Yes.
to go out and just be like, we need to have this talk. But there is definitely some long-term communication issues between the two, and most of them come from his dad. Like, Oric's inability to communicate is like, well, he's a kid. Like, most of that burden shouldn't be on him. It should be on his parent. And actually, I would argue a lot of the reason why Oric's so closed off most of the time is probably because of his dad, actually. His dad's not very good at communicating, so neither is Oric.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do think their relationship is more complicated than just Oric's dad is just awful, but like, because he does have a point and he does at least attempt something here. Like, apparently Oric says they don't even call, but like, at the same time, he is not a great person. Again, he's probably from German. He's probably German descent, probably from Germany, but the show never confirms that outright. So I'm
I believe what's it? The everybody where everyone is from was confirmed like
Oh.
externally.
okay.
So
It wasn't done in the show, but it was word of God. Got it.
yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, it works. It clears up anyways because Stern is a German surname. If it was the English form of the surname, they definitely would have gone out of their way to give Ulrich's dad a British accent, which they didn't. So
Well, this
There's
is
only
a
seven
dad,
people.
so
I'm not saying they
No,
would have
well-
given Ulrich a British accent, but they probably would have given his dad one.
maybe.
Good day,
But-
sir. Older
Also,
dad.
also,
Budget.
Mr. Stern doesn't even talk to him until what is it? Like, just in memory. Like, he doesn't say anything. Apparently, there is no other talk outside of that in between this and his next appearance. Yeah, and we also do see the counterpoint because Ord felt like he did better in the physics class, and he was trying to make more of an effort to do better. Like, especially back in Nobody in Particular, when he basically promised he'd do better, and I do believe he was being genuine. So, like Odd said in the last episode, Oric's actually studying for tests. He's doing better. So, like, I kind of like to believe the show like has that carry on, even though the show doesn't really talk about that much once we get to season 4. But just this whole thread, this whole conflict, it's interesting. It gives more into Ulrich's a view into Oric's more private side, a side we don't even see from his daily life, just this in the background, like, yeah, this is a figure he just has to deal with every now and again. I'm sure I'll have more to say when, like, we as a group start talking about this, but, like, because I'm
Yeah.
one, I have to be, those are my general thoughts.
Flower can't drop the question because everyone else still has to speak.
I know.
Yeah.
Eventually, we're not gonna have turns. It's just gonna be like, it's gonna be madness.
Yeah.
Just waiting for it. It's
This
calm
would be
before the storm.
insane.
We each get a moment, and then at the end we can just start dogpiling.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna get to the end.
Right. Then we have Yumi and Hiroki, which it's not as big of a presence as the other stuff in this episode, but like this banter that Yumi has with Hiroki when she's like, I will give you an action figure, I will give you I'll do all your homework for a month. Even math? Yes, even math. He's like, interesting, but no. I don't know. I really get the vibe Hiroki just wanted to be a pain today, that day.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Even if it is the reason, the Warriors lost epically, like part of it, but just
Yeah, I
like
respect it.
it's another expectation that she's trapped in. Like, you gotta babysit your brother, my kid. You gotta do it, and she can't get out of it. Now, I do like the crack theory that she could always just take Hiroki to the factory with her. Hey, you want to go on an adventure, kid? Don't ask questions.
Want to do something cool?
She wouldn't, but it'd be funny.
Want to see a magic trick?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, the Puss in Boots meme. Hey, you want to see something cool?
Okay. Yeah. So the slices of life conflict, and then we get to William and Aelita. And again, I wish I wasn't first, so I have to be the starting point. I'd feel better if I could like commentate off someone else, but that's okay. I am a slave to the randomizer. I will do this.
You got this.
Yeah. So William as a Lyoko warrior. This is his first mission ever, and it's like under the worst possible circumstances. It's literally just him and Aelita, and they're in Sector 5, which is like one of the harder sectors to navigate, and it has some of the toughest monsters. It's like they're dropping him into hard mode with very little support. And Aelita's like, hey, just hang back and do as you're told, okay? And he's like, sure. And then as soon as they get in, he's just like, yo, this is a game. It's cool. And Lita's like, yo, this is not a game though. Please stop playing around. He's like, oh, okay, gotcha. And then he starts taking out creepers, and he's like, I am the man.
I love that line. That's my favorite line of
Love him.
by him, by the way.
Yeah, the
I
delivery
am the
is-
I
man.
am the man.
Yeah.
I am
Favorite
the
line.
man.
Kid moment.
Oh,
God, I love
Let me
that.
double check the stream chat real quick.
Just he's. I am the man, Mama. God, I love him.
Oh my god, I love him.
And you know what? To be fair, he is doing pretty well despite everything.
Yeah.
Really, his only issue was he got overconfident
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit arrogant. And Yumi kind
Sadly.
of predicted this might happen. And I honestly
Yeah.
think there's moments where now you could say, oh, maybe this is why William shouldn't have been a warrior. But like, if you really think about it, the warriors themselves get overconfident on a semi-regular basis, especially in the beginning, especially on.
Yeah,
like, the
season 4.
worst. It's just that normally when
Yeah.
they get like that, it's the stakes aren't this high. I really do think the reason William got lost wasn't like because he wasn't capable. It was just, this is just the worst timing for this possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
I
sure we will
mean-
have a lot to say about this when we all get talking, but like, yes, he should have listened to Aelita and stuck with her in this world he knows very little about, instead of getting very confident and be like, I can take on these monsters. I can take on the Schizozo. It's fine, guys. Y'all are being babies.
I want to slightly disagree with the equivocation of the Warriors, and particularly their hubris. They tend to be overconfident when it doesn't matter too much. But when the stakes are particularly high,
Yeah.
when the stakes are particularly,
I disagree.
you can disagree. When the stakes are particularly high, or they genuinely understand the threat in front of them,
I think it's a
you
writing
don't-
thing. The writers aren't going to make the Warriors succumb to hubris at a critical moment, because
Yeah.
they need to win. William had to succumb to hubris at a critical moment, because the whole
was.
point is for him to become a prisoner of Xana.
Actually, I could bring up a moment of them succumbing to hubris at a critical moment.
Fair
What's it?
enough.
Bragging rights. Both the fight against Odd versus William and destroying the supercomputer. So it's like the Lyoko warriors themselves are not immune to that. I can think of others, but
I can definitely. There are
Yeah.
lots of moments like that. I
Yeah.
think that moment where Odd in what is it, Ghost Channel at the beginning, and he's like, "Jeremy,
Yeah.
relax. Let next time let the pros handle it." And then everyone
Exactly.
glares at him. Like, Odd also has gotten devirtualized by being really cocky.
What about that another one, Ulrich, in that one episode where he's just flexing while guarding that guarding that one tower while everybody's away. Like that was still important.
The Franz Hopper one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, did he lose?
No, but still. Still.
Maybe you see the thing is that we don't see the part where he isn't flexing, but eventually, he's kicked enough of Xana's monsters' butts. He's like, this is easy. I'm gonna flex. I'm gonna have some fun.
He's still flexing at what is arguably a critical moment. So, like, he's still succumbing to his hubris. Like,
I mean, he doesn't get devirtualized though, so he definitionally does not succumb to his hubris.
Fine.
Honestly, William coming to Hubris wouldn't be so bad if he just. The issue is he just didn't understand what the Schizozoa was. Like, none of the warriors told him. They just told him to back down, and he was like, y'all think I'm weak. I'm going to prove I'm strong and prove myself to this group by taking on this monster y'all think I can't handle. And what he doesn't understand is the Schizozoa doesn't work like the other monsters. You can't take it down like that. The only thing you can do is, like, cut off its tentacles and flee, and then flee if you get that far. Like, that's the only time they ever take out the Schizozoa was in season 4 when Jeremy used like a shield program that used like several way towers to power itself that just like blew up the Schizozoa. But that was the only time. You can't beat the Schizozoa with a big sword, and William just didn't understand that, and I honestly don't blame him. I really don't blame him for like not realizing it, because he's just inexperienced and this is the worst timing. And like, I don't know, I imagine like if Xana didn't do what he did this day and William had more time, I don't think this what would have happened, but the circumstances are what they are. And William succumbed to hubris, much like the other warriors have before them, but this time he did not get lucky. He got real unlucky. Real unlucky.
It's like playing Elden Ring for the first time. You don't just run up to a boss and just expect you to just knock it the hell out. My goodness.
You'd be surprised. There are people who are very good at Souls likes and don't get absolutely dumpstered the moment they go fight a boss. The first time.
I bet, but William ain't that guy apparently. But
yeah, the so yes, I'm sure I will talk more about this in as people make their own points about this whole topic of William falling to Xana. But like, as a writing standpoint, it's actually pretty cool. It's a really good idea, and it's really helped shake up the show, especially in season 4 when it's like, hey, he's basically one of Xana's monsters now, and he's like the toughest thing you've ever faced, and you have all that like drama of he was a person once and now he's this. I still argue, I think it would have been more interesting if Orc had been the one to fall, and then William would have had to step up and become the next swordsman, but I digress. I had to get that in there. Orc gets Yumi in the end. Yeah, anyway. I think from a writing perspective, it also just really sets up like season 3 as this like dark, it is the darkest hour, because like not only did you lose Lyoko and the way to fight Xana, as Xana presumably wreaks havoc across the rest of the world, you just lost a person, and this person also just wrecked like all the warriors pretty epically. Xana William is a menace even at this early stage, and
that's true.
it's just so dramatic when he cuts into the core of Lyoko and everything goes down, and then everyone's just sitting in the Hermitage going, "What do we do now?" Like, holy macaroni. Also, since I I gotta reference this,
I wish
Ray's
someone said
made
that.
a great meme about
Oh,
that ending scene. I know they get the message from Franz Hopper and it's supposed to be dramatic and stuff, but Waze made a version of it where it's from Xana and Xana just sends them like a get wrecked meme. I don't think we can play it on the stream because it uses copyrighted music, but
yeah. Post a link,
I'll
Wheezy.
put it. I'll link it in the stream chat. Give me just a sec.
sure. But yeah,
From my
I do love the
Twitter.
dramatic timing of that, where Jeremy's like, "I got a coded message from," and Alita's like, "Who's it from, Jeremy?" Just drag it out, and then he's like, "Franz Hopper," and everyone's like, "Whoa."
Dun, dun, dun.
Franz Hopper basically came in and Deus Ex Machina them out of that hole because otherwise they would have been F. Hey, wait, that's not the meme.
Yeah, it's not the one.
Wait, hold on.
Wrong one.
Oh yeah, that's the wrong one. Oh.
And you put it in the
Well, there's
YouTube
there's
chat
that.
too.
Well, no, I'm putting it in both.
Okay,
I'm putting
cool.
it in both.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the wrong one. Can have fun with that one though. But-
There we go.
yeah.
End of season 3 really was the lowest point for the Lyoko Warriors.
I'm posting it in stream right now.
I mean, it was though.
It really was.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, this episode, I think
Oh,
by
that's
far
funny. It tags me.
is the best. It is the best season finale in my eyes. Not to downplay, I really do. I like Fight to the Finish. I adore Code Earth and False Star, and I do like the Key. Like, genuinely, I like all the finales.
Yeah.
But this one, I don't know. One of the things I really love about this show is the way it handles the conflict with the double life, and this episode really just showcases that in full. Like, everything just clashes together, and as a result, the Warriors don't make out of it without some pretty big L's. So, yeah, my
Yeah, yep.
ranking is S plus, and
Yeah.
maybe I'll knock it down to S, but I don't. I think to me this is S rank.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, this is my favorite. I'm gonna stick with S plus. S plus, up down, up down. Yep.
Yeah.
It's like just to double confirm with herself.
S plus.
Down, up, down.
Wait. Oh yeah, yeah.
And with that, I will probably say more as we actually talk about this episode. But for now,
Oh yeah.
those are just my general thoughts. It's up. Next is Momo.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
I'm wiping my forehead right now.
I've been making notes. I've been scrolling through like the episode and making notes because I again have been super busy. But hi everyone.
Hi, Momo.
Hi, Mama.
Yeah, this feels like feels like counseling all of a sudden.
We're all gonna need it.
Same brain jam.
So,
I know, right?
this by 100% far is my favorite episode of Code Lyoko, hands down. You know, a lot of things that Flower said, I kind of was building off of in my notes. So this episode really like dives into the different obligations of the Lyoko Warriors, and I have to give like mad respect to them for really finding out their priorities and where they lie. Specifically, like Odd, you know, really likes this girl. This girl really likes him for the first time. They actually have a mutual likeness of each other. And he's like, no, like this comes first in my mind. Skateboarding, girls, all of this is secondary nature to me. And I get mad respect for him for that. Mad respect to Ulrich for staying up to his dad because, you know, we've seen like Zero Gravity Zone and all of that. He really cares for his dad. I think his dad really cares for him, but the both of them are really awful at showing their emotions to each other, and that causes a really bad rift and a really tall wall they kind of need to work through. And probably when they get to be older, you tend to get more along with your parents the older you get, because at one point you start getting respect for the both of your guys' lives. But I have respect for him for saying, putting boundaries to his dad, mean like, do not have time for this right now, and I'm done listening to what you have to say. So that's pretty cool. I think out of everybody, Yumi really was the least important situation out of all of them. I mean, Hiroki you left alone. I mean, is it really that big of a deal to leave the kid alone?
Wasn't the main issue there not leaving Hiroki alone, but the fact that
Yeah.
Hiroki would rat her to her parents if she left him alone?
Yes.
Yes, but also
Yeah.
like in a situation like that, I don't know. Would they really believe, and is the punishment worth not being able to go to Lyoko and do whatever needs to be done? I don't know.
She got grounded
Wait.
earlier for Lyoko
Yeah.
nonsense. Like, she can't tell them what's going on, and like,
Yeah.
No, she
So-
should just tell them that she's fighting an artificial intelligence program in an
No,
artificial-
literally,
in
they
a
believe her.
parallel universe. That ought to reassure them.
You play too much games, Hiroki.
So like other than that, that's just basic plot stuff. I honestly really hate Aelita in this episode.
Oh.
Straight up, I
Ooh.
think she's a
Oh, no.
complete bitch.
Oh!
Ooh.
Okay.
No.
Clipping that.
I thought we were
Alright.
talking about Koyoko, not evolution.
Oh my god.
Because listen, at this point, they have been fighting Xana for like 2 years. They know what's going on. They know the team. They know what's happening. William is new, and I mean the first 5 seconds they're in the core of Lyoko, she grips her fist and yells at him, and I'm like, could you not take about 4 seconds to calm down and like explain the situation to a new person? This is his first time on Lyoko, and then constantly gets mad at him when he's trying to help. Like, it's just unnecessarily rude, and I really am angry at her this episode that she just had to act like that, because there was no reason for it. I know it's a stressful situation, but you also have somebody who's brand new to going to Lyoko. The rudeness did not need to be there. And she's always usually the calm, level-headed one, but here she is being super uncalled for and super disrespectful to somebody who's trying to help you, So I got some beef with that for sure, 100%, that she really could have calmed down. Another one of my notes is
Trying to resist.
William's fault as Anna was completely the Lyoko Warriors' fault because they did not prepare him whatsoever. They scanned him in and then threw him to the wolves.
Yeah.
Which, everyone makes mistakes, but he got the worst hand dealt, and the fandom clowns on him for that. Like, oh, he got devirtualized and possessed in his first time there. Yeah, because nobody told him what to expect. He didn't know what monsters there were. He didn't know his weapon. He didn't know how to fight. He didn't know Skipazoa was a thing. Probably didn't even know the towers or the keys or whatever. Like, he was completely underprepared, and that is the Lyoko Warriors' fault. Nobody else's but theirs. Because they could have taken the time after he got scanned and sat him down and said, okay, here's what happens. Here's a basic battle situation. Here's what these monsters can do, what their elements are, what their battles are, how to defeat them, whatever. But they didn't. They scanned him in and then just went home. And clearly he had no time to go to Lyoko, learn his weapon, fight a few monsters, get some training in, So, I don't know. I feel like a lot of that was their fault because they did him a disservice by not preparing him better for Lyoko itself.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at least they could have, I know, Jeremy keeps a notebook of all the different things that goes on. He could have let William borrow the notebook and say, hey, read this while you're at home doing your homework, which we know he doesn't do. He could have done this. And the danger that Xana possessed was not stressed further. The danger that he does and the things that he has committed was not stressed. Like, hey, this is not a game. It may look like a video game, but this is not something. This is like life or death. And it just wasn't expressed to him at all, which is a huge disservice to him because he walked in not knowing what to expect. And, I know it's funny in the fandom of oh, he went in and he was so silly and he thought he was so cool and was killing everything. But what else was he supposed to think? It looks like a video game to the naked eye. So I have a lot of problem with that because there really could have been some time they could have sat down during a study hall or sat down after school or something, Like, out of the 5 people, one of them could have sat down and talked to him about it. I mean, fuck Sam. Straight up. Easy as that. Because what a bitch.
Wait,
But
since
again,
when are
respect
you
to-
odd?
But
Oh,
respect to
God.
Odd for dumping her ass.
Lazy gets me.
It's a
Let's
Sam.
go.
Okay.
I really think the ending of it is super fascinating to me because you see them like watch the world get destroyed. Like William is considered dead. They are watching Lyoko get destroyed and they can't do anything about it. And they're at the hermitage at the end, just sitting there like, what just happened? And I think a big thing for me is that Odd does not make a joke, which I think really hits home about how serious the situation is, because Odd always finds something funny to try to lighten the mood. He just says, "This is horrible." And there's such a reality hit about like, holy shit, what did we just do? And I think at that point is a turning point for the show to go a lot more darker route, especially with between the internal fight between Xana and William, which I think is like such a cool thing. How they presented that in a later season. I have like a small headcanon that I have a lot of like idea about. That I really think that since William came to the school, Xana had an eye on him, for sure. Because a lot of the powers and things that William can do are direct reflections of things that Ulrich can do. So it's almost like he wanted to build his own Ulrich to match the same strength as him. Because we've all agreed that Ulrich is the most powerful Lyoko warrior. And Xana needed a pawn that was almost the exact same strength. So the fact that he has almost identical power scaling is pretty interesting to me, that I think he was maybe building a pseudo Ulrich in the case that he couldn't get to Ulrich, because we've already talked about how cool that would be if they could have possessed him. But seeing as William kept getting involved in Xana's plans, my theory is that he had an eye on him, during this whole thing. And the second he went to Lyoko, Xana pounced on him, knowing that he was inexperienced, knowing that he wasn't going to know what he was doing. His new outfit, fire. Straight fire. Love that outfit. I think when this was like, again, the turning point of the show, because at this point it becomes more of an emotional fight rather than a need to fight, a required fight. It becomes more, we have actual skin in this game now, because somebody is there now that is our fault that we need to get back. Not just, let's get Alita's memory, let's get the code, let's get Franz Hopper. Like, no, this is a real person that had a life and we've now fucked it up and we need to fix this. I think the fandom needs to chill of William, because he's not a person that I think people characterize him as. I think there's a lot more to him that is more, you have to look into his actions and the way that he does things rather than blatantly saying, this is what he's like. Because there's a lot of moments in the 4th season that really read differently if you look into it rather than at face value. But I think that's all the notes that I had, because I tend to talk and explain very fast.
I don't know. I don't think we've ever reached a consensus on Ulrich being the strongest warrior.
Oh.
Clearly Momo has, though.
And then Flower also described it quite well. That is the Xana was grooming William thing is mostly speculation.
I don't
Don't
believe it
you-
either.
And it's
Don't you believe that, Dylan?
I don't think Xana was grooming or specific. It's complicated. I don't think Xana had an eye on William, at the very least, until maybe the episode with the fucking bomb guy. I don't remember the name of the episode.
When he actually became an interference.
Yeah, like
Yeah, Bad Turn
until
was
like
his-
William like explicitly interacts and fights against Xana, I don't think there'd really be any. There's no plot justification. There's no like justification in the canon material to kind of indicate Xana was eyeing William. But we've discussed this before. I kind of like that perspective, but I would never say that's what is done in the show. Sophie joins the chat. I
Where's
mean,
Mama's raised?
if we do look at what Sophie wanted to do with William, you
Exactly.
probably could argue. Yeah, I think one of the things is Xana probably only would be looking at William post the bomb episode because that's the only because if Xana's watching the Warriors, he sees that they are contemplating bringing William onto the team, but Xana never does anything directly to force them to let him onto the team. Like, we get to Double Trouble and it just kind of happens. Xana doesn't do anything to make it happen. It just kind of happens. So we're gonna, but I don't know. I kind of want to save my personal thoughts for when I go. I'm gonna have a bit. I'm gonna have a bit. And I think Momo, you're done, right?
Mm-hmm. I wasn't thinking
Okay.
like he was grooming him per se. I just was thinking about keeping an eye on him, that he could be useful in the future. Not so much.
Xana
let me
watches
make
everyone
him
though.
evil.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Considering that William was directly fighting with the Lyoko Warriors a couple times to help defeat him, it kind of proved that he had a bit of a fighting spirit that could have been useful.
Yeah, but
to Xana
Sissy
in
does
the
that
future.
too. Sissy has
time.
probably done it more than William,
Twice.
I think. When? Ultimatum. Sissy helps
She's kind of a whiny
Ulrich
bitch,
fight
but-
Jean-Pierre. Sissy helps
Oh,
Ulrich
she's
fight
kind of whiny
Jean-Pierre.
though.
I'm just you asked for an example of Sissy helping the Warriors fight Xana, and I give you one. And it's a pretty decent one too, honestly. Of all the moments where Sissy does help the Warriors fight Xana, that's probably the most explicit one. There's also there's earlier in Ultimatum, I guess technically, when she, he's been trying to figure out where to let off his load. Set it
What?
off.
Oh my god.
Out in a number of
He's
one
like
He's
episode.
talking
that.
about decorators, destinators,
Detonators?
Yeah, that's the one. That episode's fucking S tier. You can't convince me otherwise.
All right.
I
I
was
mean,
just joking.
yeah,
Sissy, but
All
right.
Yeah, no, I'll.
Momo,
I
do you
have my things
anything
to say
else?
about William's possession.
Any last thoughts, Momo? Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right, for now at least, because
Yeah, for
Wazy's
now.
next.
Yeah,
So
we'll see what else goes.
Wazy's next. So
Yeah.
let's see what happens. All right,
Wait, what's
Wazy.
your ranking for the episode? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, what was your rank? S.
S tier,
I know.
more double, triple, quadruple S tier.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm
I'll
not gonna
put you
add
down
that.
as
So
S+.
okay. Yeah, let me just add a triple S tier.
I think it's one of my other favorite episode is also the only S tier we have
In this
One other
season,
S tier
or
in this season.
this season
yeah,
because
I'm
Temporary-
surprised.
Mystery and Sandy is my other favorite episode.
I'm surprised that that there aren't more S ranks in this season.
I'm not.
I know Wazy's not. No, hey, listen.
Torturing
Season
the
season
rank.
3 is the weaker of them all, but
Yeah.
there's
I love
not
it.
a lot of S tier episodes, but I still think the season is better than just.
You're incorrect. But anyway.
Shut up, Dish.
Oh.
Shut up, Dish.
Well, you can't shut up. He's the next one to go.
Oh, you're right. Fuck.
Wait, so I talked about
Plug it.
final round.
Be careful with your words.
Yeah, yeah.
I have to talk about final round. I'm scared.
Oh, careful with your words, Lazy. I'm
You had
listening.
7 months to prepare for this, pal.
No. See, now I'm the one who I wasn't built for this. No.
What's your opinion, Lazy? I'm listening.
Oh my god. Well, you see, oh, no, Okay,
William
no,
is
for real.
Vanitas. End of story.
Oh my god. Okay, no, but
That's a
for
whole different
real.
conversation.
That is another conversation.
Bye.
Oh my god, but no, what's it? Final round is genuinely a phenomenal episode. Like from start to finish, it as Flower and Momo have brought up, it balances the daily life. It calls into question the idea of the Lyoko warriors living their daily lives while also fighting this war. Everything to do with William's possession, I think, is handled extraordinarily well. But something that I haven't heard anybody bring up is the opening scene with William getting scanned into the supercomputer, because I don't know, I really like that one, because like at least coming directly off of the last episode where it's like, yeah, Williams joined the group, everything's starting to look up, and it follows that sort of kind of I don't want to say jovial, almost celebratory tone with officially christening it with that with that moment of William is officially getting scanned. This is such a huge moment as well, because it's like somebody else is joining the group. Somebody else is stepping foot into a scanner, and he doesn't go to Lyoko, but it's like it's a very cool scene in terms of like just general friendship and banter stuff. I love I love them asking, "Oh, William going like, oh, were you scared the first time?" And Odd's like, "Oh yeah, he definitely was."
I love it.
It's very fun. It's very friendly. It's very just in general, like from start to finish, that scene, even right up to the bridge where they're walking away from the factory and like just chatting about it. Don't worry, I promise not to be somebody who steals the show. Foreshadowing is a narrative tool that we use. What's it? Yeah, no. It's a very
I
fun,
thought you were
very
talking about yourself.
scene. Oh my god. You're right. Anyway, no, what's it? William just doing his thing, and William just being introduced to the group. It feels very natural. It feels like he's one of the team. The conversation, the banter, it's really nice. It's good setup for all the terrible things that are to come later. um, come later, because it's not quite triumphant, but it's a good moment. It's a good moment for the Lyoko Warriors. And yeah, it's everything that you'd want out of somebody joining the group. What's it? Gosh. Sam appearing in this episode is really nice too. Such a surprise. It's her only appearance in a season outside of season 1. This is her second and last appearance, and the banter and everything she has with Odd is fun. The skateboarding competition is fun. What's it? Jim's skateboarding lingo is fun.
Wish we got to see him skate.
Yeah, we should
A
have.
little bit.
Honestly, if Jim had actually entered the competition, it wouldn't be fair to everyone, because the guy is basically Tony Hawk. So
I mean, Jim's done literally everything. Like in canon,
Exactly.
Jim has done
Yeah.
literally.
Yep.
exactly. So it's like, yeah,
I mentored Tony Hawk.
Yeah, exactly.
You probably did.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe him.
I was the actual first person to perform a 900, but when I went to do it on camera, I twisted my ankle and was never able to skate again.
Rip.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I see
young
why
man
you'd
can
rather not
step
talk about these
up.
things, Jim.
I have no idea if his actual name is Anthony. Oh, what's it? Oh my god. Yeah, no.
Tony Hawk, yeah, it's Anthony Hawk.
Yeah, I thought so, but yeah. But no, God. What's it? Ulrich and his dad are also very good in this episode. I love that my man drove all the way from presumably Germany. Maybe Mr. Stern. Maybe Mr. Stern. We assume presume Mr. Stern drove from presumably Germany all the way to yell at Ulrich. Gotta love him because it's like it's it's such an interesting dynamic because what's it? Mr. Stern for everything Momo did a really good job of describing the relationship with Mr. Stern between Mr. Stern and Ulrich. Flower also did a good job too. I know I talked about this way back when we talked about Zero Gravity Zone, probably a year ago. Who knows?
God, who knows?
Yeah, but like I think that the fandom does like to write off Ulrich and Mr. Stern's relationship as like, oh no, he's this monster who hates Ulrich, and it's like it's complicated. You know, he is abusive. He absolutely is.
Yeah.
But it's not that he doesn't care for his son, but it's like Momo said, the communication aspect. But it's like you don't drive all the way from presumably Germany. I'm gonna say presumably Germany every single time.
Take a shot at presumably Germany.
Yeah. God, yeah. You don't drive all the way from presumably Germany just
Again.
to talk to your son, about about your grades. Well, yell at him, even if you didn't care. He does, and it's like he doesn't hate Ulrich, and as Zero Gravity shows, Ulrich doesn't hate him either, but it is complicated. It's a really interesting dynamic, a really interesting relationship. But of course, shout out to Ulrich for stepping out of the room when his friends needed him. That was really cool. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Jeremy. Well, no, Flower touched on Jeremy with Millie and Tamia, but I think the whole interview thing, it is a lot of fun, especially because especially since it starts the Millie and Tamia feud arc in the beginning of season 4. It's just like, no, you're not leaving until you finish answering my fascinating question. Like it's very funny. Lyoko can be really funny sometimes, which is
Yeah.
just some of the nonsense the characters get into. But what's it? What's it? Oh my god! And then Yumi and Hiroki are a gift here too. Hiroki just doing his best to be the annoying little brother. Love that for him. Good for him. Even as an older sibling, I respect myself. I respect the grind. You know. um, God. God, but yeah. And then we have William on Lyoko. William on Lyoko is a really fun scene. It's iconic for a reason. Of course, we start with him and Aelita. What's it? Just going through, taking out some creepers. Oh man, but oh man, doing their thing. What's it? The scene with William just taking out all the monsters is a lot of fun. It's cool because we're showcasing this new weapon. William with this giant ass sword, this berserker. He's looking like, nah, he's gonna be the toughest guy of them all, you know? And what's it?
Foreshadowing
What's
is
it?
a useful tool that writers use.
Yeah, exactly. God, what's it? When it comes to the action is really good. It's fun. It's Williams just having a ball, and as a member of the audience, I too am having a ball just watching him go. Shoot. Momo actually brought up a good point about Alita is kind of a jerk in this scene. She's right. Granted, understandably so, because it's like, what's it? Yeah, no, this Lyoko is a very serious matter, but at the same time, it's not like the other Lyoko warriors like to make games and have fun on Lyoko, especially like it's the first time this guy is seeing this virtual world. It's like, yeah, he's just doing the he's just doing all the stuff that sorry, I'm looking at the chat. He's just doing all the Oh my god, cat. Oh.
Trying to keep ourselves entertained while
Wait.
God, I'm sorry. It's like, God, she has a point, but she's also being unfair, and I think that's completely valid. We have, of course, William versus the Skipazoa. Now, my money was on William, but unfortunately, I lost that bet. And the deed to my house. So
Fortunately.
really, unfortunately,
Unfortunately. That makes it 10 times better.
God damn. Yeah, so because I bet on William, I'm now homeless. It's very sad. But and he becomes possessed. He becomes possessed.
Yippee!
God, I'm summarizing the episode. And what's it? We get to see when William becomes possessed on Lyoko. We get to see just how powerful he is because he takes out Aelita in one go. We get him, the core of Lyoko, doing his thing and just being an absolute beast with the creepers. It's very unlike other scenes in where they're trying to destroy the core. It's very coordinated. It's very intense and like calculated because William just being the general of these monsters. Foreshadowing is a narrative tool that we use, which
Yeah.
is just shouting fire, and they all go, and a shield layer goes down, and you're like, oh shit! Yeah,
he yelled fire.
yeah, he yelled fire. Yeah, yeah.
Oh damn, that's
So
like
good.
Sora.
So good.
Yeah. Oh my god. Fire. Sorry. Anyway,
PK fire.
um, but no, what's it? Yeah, he yells fire, and instantly a shield layer goes out. And like when the Lyoko Warriors show up, When the Lyoko Warriors show up, we see each of them go down relatively quick. Shoot, there's the fight against Ulrich, which goes about as well as you expect. There he just gets awed like it's nothing. Nothing with the swing of his sword, which again showing how powerful William is. This is season 4 is coming soon. Should we use foreshadowing anyway? But what's it? Yeah, no, he gets awed with one swing of the sword. We get, of course, everybody knows about the deleted scene in which odd William basically impales Yubi with his sword straight through the gut. Like
Isn't it? It's not deleted, it's cropped.
No.
Yeah,
So it's still
cropped.
there,
Yeah.
but they crop it.
Yeah. But yeah, no. But we've seen the uncropped version of the scene, and it's like it's brutal, And of course,
And very obvious why it got censored.
Yeah.
like the numerous other scenes in the show that probably should have been
Yeah.
censored and weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh god. We get all sorts of and of course we get that final line from Yumi that I knew it was a bad idea to have. I knew it was a bad idea to have you join the group. And he just does a Xana roar, which will become very common in the future. Foreshadowing is a tool of that. Anyway, he does a Xana roar, and then he destroys
Yeah.
Lyoko. The shot of him impaling his sword into the core is unironically some of the best imagery in this show because it's so raw. You can see him grit his teeth, and it's as the energy is coursing around him, and
The lightning.
then there's the lightning, and then there's nothing. It's just like that's it. Lyoko has been destroyed. Xana won, and I probably mentioned this in the key again like a year ago, but what's it?
A year ago,
It's
true.
yeah, I know. One of my favorite things in Code Lyoko is the fact that Xana loses battles, but he wins wars. Like he he prevented Aelita from leaving Lyoko, at least as far as we know, by implanting the virus inside him at the end of season one, inside her at the end of season one. At least that's what we think, but they can't turn off the supercomputer. Season two, he takes her memories and gets to leave Lyoko. Season 3, he destroys Lyoko. Man wins wars, and I respect it. It's why he was one of my favorite villains as a kid. And even to this day, Xana is awesome. You know?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, like go on.
Isn't the reason it's not that he implants or takes. It's not that he implants anything.
I know, but I'm saying, like, as far as we knew at the end of season 1, that's what. Yeah.
Jenna
Like,
still takes the win from that because he's the one that presumably took Aelita's memories from her, and that's why she couldn't be materialized permanently in both
so it's
seasons.
like, my man wins wars, and we love that for him.
Yep.
I should
And
do.
if you count evolution as canon, season 4, Hopper died. You know, and he still lived.
Thank you for spoiling that.
Oh my god!
As we're talking about this.
Evolution spoilers.
Yeah. But no, it's like it's great. Xana is Xana. You know what we were saying earlier? Gilles Fumet is him. No, I'm sorry. Xana is him. He is the GOAT. God. God, but no, for real. Yeah, no, it's an excellent scene. It is raw. It is powerful. It is everything. And the Lyoko warriors just watch in stunned shock as they lose Lyoko itself and William. It is amazing, you know? And I still prefer the key, by the way. But it's a great scene. It's a great scene. And of course we have the scene in the Hermitage where it's like everyone is just in stunned shock at everything that happened. They've never been so defeated. It's a really nice parallel to the scene in The Key, the better finale, as I might have mentioned. Oh, it's a really nice parallel to the Key, where they're all just in stunned shock at everything that happened. No one Odd isn't making jokes, as Momo mentioned. They all just took a very heavy blow. And unlike season 2, yeah, we don't get that uplifting moment of if Xana attacks, we'll counterattack. It's like, no, we just lost. You know, we just lost. There was nothing we can do. The drama, the moment is just, it's fantastic, you know? And of course, we get that very foreboding note of, I just got a coded message. Unlike my meme, it's not from Xana, but it is from Franz Hopper. Everyone is just everyone is just in stunned shock. It's great. It's wonderful. It leaves you on that cliffhanger. And of course, the very, very end of the episode, where we see William floating in the digital void, and get that scene. Yep, iconic moment of him just opening his eyes and like that flash of power, that eye of Xan. This scared me as a kid. I was just like, oh my gosh, what happened to William? You know?
I think the abridged does it best. I think the abridged does that scene the best.
Oh god. In an alternate universe, I would have been like, oh my god, what happened to Orlando? But anyway.
He's been reborn.
Yeah. But no, it's just Final Round is just a phenomenal episode. It is excellent. It is one of the show's best. And now to bring up my own controversies. For one, when it comes to William and everything that happened with him on Lyoko, Gamebird is next, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I literally
okay,
have 2 images sitting in the chat
yeah,
box waiting
I
for me to
bet,
send them.
I bet you do. But okay, he's going to argue with me to hell about this, but in the season 4 finale,
The
well, season
penultimate,
4,
no, the season 4
penultimate,
penultimate.
yes, yes. What's it? Echoes, when they're talking about William and how they're giving him the cold shoulder. Aelita mentions that you guys are being so mean to him, which is ironic, but considering the episode. But what's it? You guys are being so mean to him, but it's like you're talking all high and mighty. But what happened to him could have happened to any of us, and that is a hot
Yeah.
topic within the fandom. Dylan has a gun to my head as we speak. What? um, and honestly, I think Aelita is right. Given different circumstances, I really do think that this could have happened to any of them, because we've seen Yumi has been caught by the Schizozoa before, for example, in Missing Link. What's it? We've seen Ulrich's
It's actually
body be
funny. I was gonna
controlled.
bring up that scene exactly in defense of my
Oh
position.
my god. Oh my god. We've seen we've seen Ulrich. What's it? We've seen Ulrich's body at the very least controlled by Xana and nobody in particular, due to just a mishap in them trying to experiment with things. Any of them can and have been caught by Xana at any given point. It really wasn't just William. Now, yes, Xana did have the opportunity when it came to William because he's the new guy. He is the most susceptible. I do agree with that. However, I do think that Xana could have caught any of them. It takes one slip up. One
Yeah.
slip up. And that could have been it, because all of them are powerful. I think all of them could have been capable of destroying Lyoko if given the right moment. I mean, even in Nobody in Particular, with Ulrich's Xanified body, they nearly lost, if not for Odd coming in clutch and holding on to the bar on the edge, and Xana not noticing, thinking he had defeated him. If he had actually been defeated, because let me remind you, he barely hung on, it would have been over. It would have been over. I think any of them are capable of destroying Lyoko, of getting caught and destroying Lyoko in the same way that William did. Um, my other hot take is that what's it? Uh, when it comes to we've talked about this a little bit, but when it comes to Xana looking out for William specifically, that he targeted him, that he was grooming him to go to Lyoko. He gave him the memories so that he would talk about them to Yui. That is something I've seen in the fandom. I know not everybody agrees with that, and I understand.
I
But I do
have a
not
very
believe
different explanation for that, and
I.
it
That's
has
fair.
to
Well,
do with an anime.
oh boy,
Let's
you're
don't.
next.
Let's
So
not.
wait.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
your turn. Wait your turn.
Yeah, wait your turn. What's it? I believe that it was just a matter of, because Xana did it. I mean, okay, you can argue that. You can argue at the very least that Xana knew Odd would be busy with the skateboarding competition. You could even maybe argue that he knew Ulrich's dad was coming. Fair enough, but could he have honestly could he have really honestly predicted the circumstances with Yumi, for example, that yeah, maybe the parents were leaving. Fine, maybe she watches Hiroki.
Xana
What is
possessed
stopping
Takejo's boss, and the
Oh,
boss
shit.
insisted they both come in for a meeting on this exact day.
What are the high chances that Yumi wouldn't just leave? You know? Like, the other ones are preoccupied with things, fine. And even then, with odd skateboarding competition, with stuff like that, they usually just leave. You know? So it's like it
The
really
only
was.
reason I didn't leave is because he
Yeah.
didn't know there was a Xana attack
Yeah,
going on.
exactly. Yeah, Sam didn't tell. He didn't know that Sam just wouldn't.
Xana planted Sam there on purpose. He transferred
Oh, yeah.
Sam into a school with fake grades so that she
Oh,
would
yeah,
end
of
up at this skateboard competition.
Of course.
Don't you see?
I was
Don't
expected.
you see
Thank
it?
you.
Of course. Of
I
course.
see
Sorry,
Xana
my
as
mistake.
opportunistic, not necessarily
Yes.
someone who sets up these situations.
Yes. I think it was a matter. He saw William alone on Lyoko with Aelita and was just like, "Hey, it's free real estate," you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like that was it. I don't think it was like, yes, no, I have been constantly planning for William to come to Lyoko and destroy it. This is finally the time. No,
It was the opportunity of a lifetime,
yeah, it was
though.
the opportunity. Yeah, it was the wrong place at the wrong time for William. And like, yeah. What's it?
Fucking free real
My
estate dog.
Yeah, I agree.
my final hot take, and the one that everybody is gonna come at me for.
Oh shit.
Everybody says that, oh man, this episode would have been so much better if William had been to Lyoko like several times over the course of the season. He should have been He should have come to the group like maybe at the beginning of the season or maybe halfway or something. I actually just
Dude,
I
No.
Oh my
no,
gosh!
you
Wait,
cannot
no, wait.
just-
yeah.
Something we agree on about this?
Oh really?
Oh shit.
No, I don't disagree with the idea that if William was more experienced, it wouldn't have. I partially agree that if he had been more experienced, it might have been better, but I still think he would have been possessed at the end of the day.
Even then, no. Go on.
Yeah, so I guess this is something I forgot to bring up about my thoughts on the whole William getting possessed situation. One of the issues I have with it is just that William as a character really only has two functions in Code
Yeah, I was waiting
Lyoko,
for that.
and this is the second.
Yeah.
That's what.
One
I
is
was
love
actually-
triangle,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
there was so much to talk about. I realized there's a few things I thought about this episode but then forgot to talk about. This is one of them. Yeah, William has two functions. One is to be part of the love triangle between Yumi and Ulrich, and the other is to be a prisoner of Xana and be his general. And this was always the plan. I know this got confirmed somewhere that since his creation, he was
The most recent interview, literally.
What?
Mm-hmm.
The most recent interview with Sophie and Jerome.
Yeah, she mentioned that. Yeah.
I thought it was
Couple
mentioned
times.
before that
Yeah, I
too.
think it was
No,
the-
she's mentioned it several times.
Yeah.
But she also mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Because
She
like,
wants y'all to know.
the entire point of main point of his character is to become like Xana's warrior, basically.
Acolyte.
And the fact is, he doesn't have a lot going on beyond that, and I think that's a lot of missed potential, mainly because, like, as crazy as it is to lose William to Xana and watch them become responsible for, like, you know, this happening to one of their peers and, like, Xana getting this new weapon, and it's kind of low-key terrifying. Imagine how harder this would hit if William was a character that the audience had gotten more attached to, that he wasn't just this rogue guy who'd been going after Yumi and occasionally helped out with Xana battles. Like, this is someone who had proven himself, had fit in with the rest of the warriors, and had become a useful asset, and then he falls to Xana's side. I'm not against him falling to Xana's side. I just think if he had more battles beforehand and they actually developed him as more of a character, fleshed him out more, I think the impact would have been better.
I mean,
that's my argument.
You say that, Flower, but
I
there
agree.
are people sitting at the top of this voice chat who fell in love with him anyways and feel like he was wronged by the show.
Again, there's a lot of people in Reddit and Twitter who don't feel that way.
And
I think he's fleshed out, but not in a black and white kind of way. I think he's fleshed out in more of his actions and the things that he does underneath his words.
I guess when I say he doesn't have a lot of character, I'm not saying that he has nothing going on, but like when you compare him to the main five, and it just doesn't feel like there's as much going on with him as there is with the rest of the characters, and even some of the side characters like with Sissy or Jim. Like compared to all the other characters, he just feels kind of light to me.
William's character is built very shallow, and he is designed to be a character you are not supposed to like, for the express purpose that you are supposed to feel good about him being possessed by Xana.
No, that's not
I
true.
have a lot of examples of why I think he's a
disagree.
deeper character than people realize, and I know we don't have the time for it, but I have a lot of examples from different episodes of why I
That's
feel like he's a
fair.
lot deeper of a character.
I can be wrong sometimes. If you want to prove to me that William actually has
If you wanna
quite a
expose
bit
me,
of
do it.
depth and then you just kind of have to hunt for it, sure.
I can
But
write them in chat, just a couple, but I won't waste the time talking about them. But I can type them in chat at
Because
least.
like the stuff that I can think of, like, oh, he does go-kart racing, but okay, but that serves the plot of that episode, so he can show up Ulrich and make Ulrich more mad at him and help out with the Xana attack. Oh, his uncle is like works as a demolition guy, and that's basically a plot point to like.
Yeah,
serve the
his
episode.
character traits are Deus Ex Machinas for the plot. Now that I think about it,
Those are the two examples. I'm sure I could think of more. I don't hate William. I get why people like him a lot, but I also think a lot of the attachment does seem to come from like, you know, fanons and headcanons. Like the show itself doesn't have a ton. It has some stuff, but like most of it is just vibes.
I
When
think
you're
we
trying to
should
look
probably let
beyond
Wazy
plot.
finish.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Go
That's
ahead,
okay.
Waze. I'm sorry.
What's it? Let me see. Now, Flower, I respect your argument, but okay. When it comes to William and why I actually like the fact that he does come to Lyoko frame and he does end up being possessed in this moment is because, well, I think it's cool and I think that's enough now. What's it? It's because, for one, William's place within seasons 2 and 3, I would argue, does do that in the place where he's starting to get closer and closer to the Lyoko Warriors in regards to someone who occasionally lends a hand. You can argue that some characters do that too, like Sissy and like Sissy and like Jim and things like that. But with William, at the very least, it seems to at least, especially with season 3, be considerably more consistent with, again, bigger episodes like A Bad Turn, where he's going out there and killing monsters with the others, almost like he's a warrior on Lyoko. Fascinating. What's it? And episodes like episodes where he comes in huge handy, like the Secret with the construction man and everything. Like, it seems that William is a presence that I feel is consistently there from season 2 to season 3, because even in episodes where they're not having him join the Lyoko Warriors, you still have episodes where they're having conflict, whether it be with the love triangle or with stuff like oh my god,
Attack of the Zombies, where he's acting as an obstacle again.
exactly.
Like, it's cool that he's stepping up to be a leader, but also he's doing so as a plot device.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair, but yeah, it's like William. I don't know. William is a pretty consistent presence in terms of like just getting involved with attacks, whether it be helping or staying as an obstacle, like in episodes like Attack of the Zombies, for example. It's like he's kind of set up to at least have these. Oh yeah, actually another episode like Final Mix where he's getting to know what's it. He's not involved with the attack in that one, I know, but he's
Odd.
getting involved with Odd and Aelita in this episode, just
Okay.
hanging out and being friends with the.
That is
yeah.
one side trait that isn't a plot device, but he's bad at dancing. I'll give you that.
He can't swim, but he can swim.
He can't
Yeah,
swim, but he can swim.
I think I made that argument earlier about why the whole can and can't swim is like a shame, because like if it wasn't a paradox, there'd actually be some cool like William backstory. But
Yeah, they
I
messed.
digress.
The writers messed up.
I mean, my
Same writers. Too.
person, like, it's just the writers didn't talk to each other. Like, that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
That's all.
I believe the
that's
same
it.
writers, the
Probably,
same
yeah.
writer that wrote both episodes.
Oh wait, no, I confirmed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the same writers.
Yep, it's
yeah.
the same writer
Yeah.
for both episodes, so
I
it's like,
remember
oh,
when-
bruh,
Go
So
back
they just
to-
forgot, basically.
go back to
Yeah,
the.
just-
They forgot.
And it happens. It happens. Like
It
you don't
does
remember
genuinely.
It's not even that far of a.
every single little
I guess.
detail of your characters, and like especially when you're trying to meet deadlines, you're trying to. Yeah, it's like, ugh,
Excuse.
who cares? You know, like, oh no, sorry, I forgot William can't swim. Anyways, I need to finish this episode before. You know. So it's
If I
like-
may, real quick, if I
Go
may, I know Dylan's supposed to go next, but I would like if I was able to, because I need to get out of here at 7, because not
Okay.
only
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I got to eat supper and stuff
Are you gonna
like
be
that.
quick?
No,
Like,
that's-
that's
Yes,
the
I'm.
Well, he has to leave
thing.
soon,
Okay,
so.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
You wanna- sorry.
shoot.
Oh, wait,
Sorry.
yeah.
I'm just gonna finish up real quick. What's it? Yeah, no. When it comes to William, he's at least a very consistent presence. At least in the same way that from season 2 when he's introduced, like they make sure that at the very least he's not a key player exactly, but he's still significantly there. Like you bring up Sissy as a counterpoint, but like she has the seniority of being in season 1 as well. Like you don't see, I feel like you don't see other characters aside from, again, Sissy and Jim getting this consistently involved with these characters in regards to William, but even in the same way that William does. But even then, I think that yes, there is merit to William having his whole moment of growing with the group and everything, and at the same time, I feel like the kind of suddenness of, because William throughout season 3, at least from The Secret onwards, has had this sort of thing of, okay, so they wanted him to join the group, but he can't. Then finally, Yumi builds up to this, okay, so William can join the group, that sort of thing. I feel like both the surprise of it, as well as, I'm not saying it's the shock value completely validates. No, what's it? I feel like just in general, William being, I think, in a sense of, it works in a way of what could have been, because it gets us asking these questions of, okay, but what if he had the time, or what if he, and just in general, I feel like, God, I'm doing a great job right now, just like William. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gathering my thoughts. Oh, what's it? I feel like at the very least, William just being this guy who was just trying to prove himself and just trying to do what he could in this moment, but also ultimately just getting jumped, essentially. I don't know. It kind of works. It also, again, has that payoff of proving Yumi right. Like, his first trip to Lyoko and all of this shit happens. You know? Like, what's it? I feel like, I don't know. I feel like at the very least, also from a writing, and at the very least, I don't know. I guess for now, I'm going to say that William only having the one episode on Lyoko before being possessed, because I would love to go on, but I also understand that Colton needs to go. So yeah.
Yeah, you
but-
can,
get more time
you can
when
say
I'm-
more
I-
after. So
Yeah.
if you're not done.
That's fair. I think for now I am.
Okay.
I like that William. I think that it was a fun choice for William to have this one episode and unfortunately be lost in this way. I think it adds to the tragedy. I think it gives Yumi that narrative payoff as well. I think I just think it's. I think that it's a good. I think I stand by the writer's decision to do it this way, and shoot. I don't deny I don't deny that. Yes, they're also. I don't deny the narrative value in having had him be a part of the group for a while, but I kind of like it this way, and where in this dire hour, in this hope that yeah, no, adding someone to the group will be great, that it just went up in smoke in the worst way possible. I think that made the finale even more enjoyable in that regard. And yeah, so
You
Colton.
have a
Uh,
yeah. I'd say more, but I know Colton needs to go, so I'll let him go.
6 minutes.
Oh yeah, also S rank.
I'm sorry, Wesley.
But yeah, go on. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. S rank.
We can circle back after Colton.
I'm even more sorry to Dylan too, but that's unfortunate. Okay. Wait, did you give Rain
Yeah,
S
S.
rank.
I did.
Yeah.
S rank? Okay. Wait, what are the ratings so far?
S plus S plus S.
Okay.
Equals S.
Listen,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm torn between A plus and S minus.
Well, choose wisely.
And what?
Speak wisely.
Oh, man.
You know what?
We all got. We're all pointing guns at.
freely.
Fucking.
Speak
I don't
freely.
feel like making enemies today,
Carefully.
so I'm gonna go with S minus. And the reason why I give it, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, and the reason why we give it a minus is, well, I'm under that opinion where I think if I could change one thing about this entire series is that I would have William join the group at the start of season 3 and then get Xanafied at the end of season 3.
Incorrect.
Yeah, because
Go on. Sorry, go on.
I think I'm right about this one, pal. I'm sorry that I don't agree with you on everything, but but honestly, this is probably the one thing I would change about this show, compared to everything else. I just think that it would do well with his character, and I think that people would care more about William if he did get Xanafied and he was with the group for longer. And that's just my thoughts on William, getting Xanafied, obviously. Okay, about the whole episode itself. Everyone having problems, that they have to get solved, right, with Odd and the skateboard competition and Sam. Nice to see her again, by the way. Yumi with having to deal with Hiroki. Jeremy having to get interviewed with Millie and Tamiya. And then Oric's dad. The thing about Oric's dad is that we all know he's a jackass, but what's really funny is that I wish that Oric's dad this is funny. I wish Oric's dad would I wish he told Oric, I heard what your history teacher had to say about you. He gave you that F plus, didn't he? I wish he said that, but anyways, yeah, so them all having to deal with their own situations, and Ilea and William having to strike it on their own is pretty interesting. Odd sticking up for his friends, and not wanting to deal with Sam, that's pretty commendable of him. Especially given the fact that season 4, everyone thinks he's an idiot. Well, actually, no, he's kind of the asshole in season 4. I don't tend to notice it that much, but it's nice that he has a go out moment, I guess. a last look at him being a nice person. I don't know, in some weird way. Who knows? So yeah, William and Ilea go to Lyoko themselves. By the way, Ulrich just running out of the principal's office in front of his dad. That's hilarious. He's like, I do not care. Anyways, I will say this: William getting a different outfit for this episode, even though it's in only one episode, I think that that's pretty interesting, considering the fact that they didn't have a big budget with this show. So they didn't, in my opinion, I don't think they needed to make I think it's a nice detail that he had an outfit when he was a good guy for just minutes. and then as soon as he got Xanafied, he has like this black outfit.
Yeah.
So I commend the
Oh,
Moonscoop for that because I don't think they had to do that. I think that he would have just had one outfit, and then we wouldn't have Bad and I really. But I do commend them for that.
to be fair,
Uh-huh.
all I'm going to bring up is William. At least from my understanding, they knew at the very least they were going to use the William model for season 4 because if I'm not mistaken, William season 4 model is a new model, yes, but it's like, oh god. Season 3 and 4 were picked up together, so justifying the use of this model at the very least was something that they could do because it's like, well, yeah, no, we need to do this because we're setting up for season 4, which we already have ordered, So it's like it's not a waste of budget, and yeah. But sorry, go on.
The only thing Moonscoop could afford on the show. That's sad.
You're right.
Damn.
But I commend them for that. You
Damn, call
gotta
the
spend those
police.
dollars
We just
for
witnessed the murder.
money well.
Also, that
It's not like they're making 2 models from scratch.
yeah,
All
exactly.
right, I need to hurry
I
up.
wasn't.
It's not exactly
Yeah,
the same. They
sorry.
definitely
sorry.
did some
Yeah,
touches,
yeah.
but
Go on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I really need to hurry because it's time for supper. So everyone shows up and finally shows up, and then everyone joins together and tries to stop William from getting the core of Ryoko, and William just gets rid of them like the boss he is. And everything's taken down. Xana has that big darkness of tornado that swirls around. That's pretty epic. Everyone's sad and depressed. Obviously, everyone, both Momo and Wesley bring up the fact that Odd he's not even making jokes. That's how depressing this situation is.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
France Hopper shows up because he's the guy and gives him a message. So overall, yeah, this episode is S minus, but my thoughts on William I've already said. But yeah, big episode here, big chunky episode. And yeah, Phineas is William. I agree.
God.
So that's my thoughts on season 3. I can't wait for season 4. I gotta go now. See y'all later.
rank it.
Wait.
Bye.
Oh yeah, no, he did S minus.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
S
that's
minus.
it. Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
am I
we
gonna
paying
go or
attention.
I haven't
because
really
I know
given
you're
it
gonna
so much.
respond to stuff I say, Wazy. So it's kind of like
Oh, I know.
Bye, Colton. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See yas.
Bye.
kinda like if I
I
go.
I have.
You'll
Do you
probably get
want to
your-
go now? Because I did have stuff I wanted to say about Waze's opinions on William, but
All right, you can go.
Yeah.
What?
I will
Also,
say that.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Oh, okay. Because it's just something I was thinking about when you said that, like, no, we did get to see what William joining with battling with the Warriors was like on Earth and his roles throughout season 2 and 3. And while I do agree all of that was basically building up to him becoming a proper warrior, I think what me and a lot of other fans wanted is a version where William is just fully integrated into the gang, and we never get that.
Evolution, but it's not janky and weird.
Evolution doesn't even give us that either. He's still an outsider. Evolution has the best William writing like in the whole franchise, but even then we don't get a version where William's just a fully accepted warrior and his banter with all the gang is natural, and it's like, no, you're one of us now, and I guess a lot of that is his role was always to be antagonistic, to be a sort of like to cause conflict and whatnot, but I don't know. But I also see Waze's point of like you just really like the whole, as soon as he steps on Lyoko, it goes off. It goes so horribly wrong in a way that the Warriors couldn't have even imagined. Shock. Sorry.
Yeah. Nah, keep going.
I can respect that. I respect the show. They pulled off what they wanted to do fairly well. I guess there is just a bit of me being like, but I kind of want more drama. Like if he was fully integrated into the group, it would have hurt even more. Instead of what, but it wouldn't have been about like, oh, the Warriors messed up. They just brought this new guy in on his first mission. He was brought to level hard mode, and it did not end well. Instead, it would have just been a tragedy. I don't know.
It still is a tragedy.
It is a tragedy.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not that I completely do not see the narrative value in William joining the Lyoko Warriors early. No, of course not. Like, I get it too. Like, and I don't disagree that doing that adds absolutely nothing, because it does. But at the same time, I can see, at least from the writer's perspective, of what they were trying to go for and how well. And I think that they pulled it off extraordinarily well. I guess
can
my
agree
thing
with
is,
that.
Yeah. I guess my thing is, for the narrative intent of what they were trying to do with William, I think they were successful. And I'm not saying that no, it couldn't have been better, but I think people undersell the idea of what exactly was done and what exactly they were done, and how well they succeeded in that, in William's arc leading up to this point. Like, it's not perfect, because again, Code Lyoko was a semi-episodic show during the 2000s. They're doing as much narrative cohesion as they can within those constraints, and for William, I think they do a pretty decent job, at least in that regard.
Fair.
I will say, yeah. I think one of the largest pieces of dissonance with regards to William is, I think a lot of people see William and they want him to be a warrior, and then how this all happens, it's sort of a, well, no, the Warriors have just done this. Instead, even though it doesn't really, they just want it. They don't understand the narrative reasons why William had to be possessed, and why William was possessed, and why William was written the way he was.
Well, we're not arguing that William shouldn't have been possessed.
But I think a lot of people are like, when they're like, they wanted more from William, they don't understand.
Yeah, as Flower had mentioned. Sorry, go on.
They're like, he's a cool character. I wanted them to do more with him, without realizing they did a lot with him. It's just not what they wanted not what they want.
They did do a lot, but at the same time, he doesn't feel like a proper Lyoko warrior. And I guess there is. I think that is
the point.
That is the point. Yeah.
And this might just be because I've been hearing this discussion, since I was young. So I guess I hadn't really realized, like, this is their point. Like, he's not supposed to be a proper Lyoko warrior.
There's a reason every time it comes up in interviews, Sophie's like, no, we totally wanted to throw him off the fucking bridge. And everyone's like, but
this might also be the sort of Carthage situation where people are like, no, where's all the lore on Carthage and whatnot? It's like, oh, but it was all just set dressing to explain the creation of Lyoko. It's not meant to be more than that.
Okay, this actually goes perfectly into where I want to start my portion of the discussion.
Go for it.
Really funnily enough, about a two-ish week and a half, 2-ish weeks. I don't know. Hold on, it says it in the image. About a week and a half ago, someone asked on the subreddit, why didn't Xana just permanently possess Aelita? And I obviously answer that there's referencing the very long and heavy-handed debate within the fandom about it could have been any of us, which Aelita says in the penultimate episode, Fight to the Finish. So the debate obviously typically centers around
I remember this.
obvious the debate typically revolves around the Warriors being more resistant to possession because of how long they've fought Xana. And we've discussed this a lot. I know where, for the most part, you guys stand, and that the sort of real-world resistance to specters doesn't translate to Lyoko and the Schipazoa the same way. And I also thought up of, and then there's obviously just the because plot justification, which, as Sophie has reiterated many times, William's sole purpose within the story was to be an antagonist to the Warriors, and ultimately him being possessed plays into that. But generally where I land is it really only could have been William. Link the images in the stream, but this works better, lol. It only could have been William because he was more, because there's this sort of underlying resentment towards the Warriors that William feels that makes him far easier to permanently control, as opposed to Aelita, who in essence is resisting Xana's possession whenever she's on Lyoko, which means Xana's exerting a lot of influence and power, and just to simply control Aelita long enough to to destroy the sectors within the show. Someone responded, and they were like, Xana looks like he has a pretty easy time controlling Aelita, which doesn't really, like, I explained, he has an easy time controlling Aelita, but we don't know how energy expensive that is. Whereas with William, he doesn't have to exert a lot of energy to control William, because William is easier to manipulate into fighting the Warriors. But we also see moments where William's possession cracks, specifically when he's interacting with Yumi, that that loose grip Xana has on William means that it's easier to crack that grip, that control that Xana has. But the possession resistance thing is it's probably mostly just speculation. But there's just a level of experience to the Warriors having fought Xana for so long that does genuinely make it so in such a way that really only ever could have been William, even beyond the because of plot. Because William runs up the Schipazoa, which is, none of the other Warriors would have ever just ran willingly towards the Schipazoa, bar obviously if Aelita's in the middle of being possessed by it. So there's that lack of experience that shows up, and even explaining away, like, so William, we're going to Lyoko, stay close to me. If you see this giant tentacle monster, don't get near it, run away. There's not really, the only time in the show this Schipazoa ever attacks another warrior is Yumi, and it doesn't possess her. So as far as the Warriors are aware, the Schipazoa has zero reason to have any interest in the Warriors besides, trying some clever, weird trick to get to Aelita. And particularly in season 2, that episode, to get Aelita's keys to Lyoko. I know you have a lot of things to say about this, Flower and Wazy, because I know you guys are very much on the it could have been anyone side, aside from the obvious because plot justification. So, go ahead, rebut me. I dare you, comrades.
What's stopping the Schipazoa from, what's stopping Xana from, cornering one of the Lyoko warriors and having the Skipazoa jump them away from the group. He has relative control over Sector 5. What's stopping him from like closing off a wall and just be like, "Congratulations, you're possessed now."
I mean,
Like,
that's
I
fair.
love that.
There is an episode where Xana boxes Aelita into a little corral in the middle of Sector
Exactly.
5. I'll give that to
So it's
you.
like- but you're also making a lot of assumptions. Like, a lot of your theory of how, no, it only could have been William also relies pretty heavily on the assumption that, no, they have a level of resistance to Xana's control over, because of their fighting on Lyoko. But it's like, at the same time, Aelita can't get possessed on Earth, at least not directly without a conduit like the necklace in St. Valentine's Day. But what's it? And so, in the same way, what is stopping the Skipazoa from directly inputting the data to possess them? In fact, what's it? In fact, we see at the very least, Xana is at least able to use the Skipazoa to take things away from them. So, what's stopping him? I guess what's stopping him outside of your assumption? Genuinely, what is stopping him from controlling them in that way? And actually, well, okay, no, evolution is canon. Evolution is still canon, right? What others will say.
So-
The Skipazoa. Hold on, I will say that the Skipazoa, at the very least, is able to control William. In what's it? Shoot, that episode that I
That
hate.
one episode of Evolution. I know what
that
you're
that
talking
one-
about.
That one episode
But-
that I hate.
It's worth noting the Skipazoa stays connected to him during that, if I recall
I
I
correctly.
think the implication
That
is
is
that Xana
true.
wasn't strong enough to possess him properly, so he had to use the Skipazoa to make up for that.
So,
But it's been a bit. My evolution knowledge
It's-
is not as good as my OG.
so
I've
what
never
I would
finished it.
say,
But still
is, I don't entirely deny that Xana could have possessed anyone. What at least my more modern interpretation of the canon is that Xana could only permanently possess William, and it partly has to do with William's underlying resentment towards the Warriors that Sophie kind of confirmed would be part of what Xana would be doing to try and convince William to come back and help fight the Warriors
But
in
that,
the proverbial season 5.
Yeah,
That never happened. I know that never happened. But
even, go on.
and then, like, as we do see in Evolution, Xana needs the Skipazoa to maintain a hold over William, implying that there is a power cost to possessing someone. So is it easier to possess someone who's semi-willing or who's not as rebellious, I guess you could say, against the mind control, like Aelita? There's this. Is Aelita very expensive to mind control, especially as
Totally.
as aggressively as
Probably.
you
Xana
could
does?
probably argue. Sorry.
Maybe it's,
Go on.
and sure, Xana can't possess any of the warriors except Jeremy in the real world. What's not to say that the tower is sort of limiting how much power he has and how effective his specter is at possessing someone, whereas it's a bit easier to possess someone on Lyoko because he doesn't have to go through a tower to do it. So in this way, being more resistant to Xana in the real world doesn't one-to-one translate to Lyoko, but there's a certain, like, he can't possess you in the real world because of your resistance to him translates to, he gets about 30 minutes before he's like, damn it, I'm done. I can't possess you anymore on Lyoko, That's not the actual, I'm just putting it out there. So in this way, you have to kind of be willingly possessed by Xana on Lyoko for it to be a very long possession, so to speak. The permanent sort of possession that he has over William. And again, he's clearly not exerting a lot of power because cracks form in several episodes. William still acts with his own emotions to a degree, which is why when Yumi tries to get through to him, the possession kind of cracks a little bit, and the real William kind of gets out for a little bit, and he doesn't quite get to say "help me, Yumi," but you sense that tension there where he wants to, but he doesn't end up saying it. So there's clearly, so when it, there's some element to the Lyoko possession that has this sort of power budget. There's like a processing overhead to it that becomes more difficult for the people who have more experience fighting Xana.
Okay. Actually, Flower, you wanted to comment on it. Do you want to go?
Oh, yeah, because you mentioned, like, oh, he's fueled by resentment, but, like, the first go around, I don't think that resentment would be there as strongly. Like, the resentment wouldn't come in until after he got saved and then got sort of soft rejected by the others for, failing so badly in their eyes.
I mean, no.
You think he has resentment in the beginning?
So Flower.
Yeah.
So Flower, imagine this person comes to you and is like, "Hey, remember that dream you brought up in a really creepy manner to me in the dark room earlier today?" Yeah, that dream, that actually happened.
Okay,
and we I doubt Yumi. So, depending on how much of his dream he remembers, did he remember them saying, "No, William, you're not joining the Warriors"?
It sounds
that's
vague.
still a lot.
So
that's still a big assumption.
Yeah.
What? William isn't stupid. I think we can all agree William isn't stupid. The Warriors have this big secret that only just now they're revealing to him. Someone who very much would have been very capable and able to help them far earlier in the endeavor. They don't tell him how long it's been going on, but considering William, I
don't think
I guess William wouldn't know when Aelita just started going to school, but he has, to some extent, have insecurities and resentments of how the Warriors treated him up to that point in time. Even if they aren't particularly massive insecurities and resentments that Xana is able to play on to make him want to fight the Warriors. That makes him easier to possess. That makes it easier to control him.
Counterpoint.
I don't
At the very least,
go for it, Waze.
At the very least, in that moment, from what we see, William is ecstatic to join the Lyoko Warriors to the point where he's practicing karate moves in the woods. Get it to like, what's it? To I'm gonna fight the evil AI. I'm gonna punch him. It's gonna be great.
I'm gonna punch him.
But the subconscious is not always consistent with the mind.
That's fair as well.
So you're basically saying he has all these tiny nuggets of resentment that's been built up over the course of their somewhat iffy relationship with the Warriors that he subconsciously has deep down, that Xana then dug out when he possessed him, and that was why he was able to possess him for so long, because William secretly hated the Warriors not consciously aware of that.
Also,
It's not purely the reason, but it is a significant contributing factor in my opinion of the matter.
Also, William, at the very least, in season 4, is not a willing participant. It is possession, and that in and of itself, I think, is genuinely a wild take, and I mean that in the utmost respect. Even with Sophie's thing,
I'm not
the,
saying
William being drawn to
willing.
Xana.
Well, I'm saying semi-willing.
That is fine.
So this is a so like William doesn't want to help Xana,
Okay.
but William's subconscious to an extent does. So William is having a internal battle as well as a battle against Xana. And I mean, William versus part of William's subconscious and Xana is probably a very difficult fight, you know? And also, William is an out member of the group. He's not a core member of the group. And this is something that Evolution does a lot with as a story beat. So there's some sort of social resentment there to play on as well. He's an out group. He's not a core member of the Lyoko Warriors. Like, that's not. Am I wrong? Are you gonna tell me I'm wrong?
I think you're wrong, genuinely. At the very least, my man. At the very least, yeah, no,
He feels like a sixth wheel. Sixth wheel? Is it? Yeah, sixth wheel, right? Sixth wheel. Yeah, he feels like a sixth wheel. He feels like the guy who's just kind of there on a subconscious level.
I think that William, in regards to like his place within the group, in the episode final round, I don't consider him like an out member of the group or the B team or whatever, because of the fact
but wouldn't his subconscious?
No.
Wouldn't a very tiny part of him recognize
his way to becoming a proper
he is
member
not a core member?
Yeah,
like he's new and he's not a core member yet, but he's on his path to getting there.
Like,
I mean, that's a pretty huge thing that the Warriors just did, trusting him with this big secret and giving him a role in this battle against Xana. Like, that's huge. He's already, like, that's more than most any other students that say that have been trying to, like, get into the group. So, like, he got real far. He just tripped near the finish line.
Does that change how a subconscious insecurity would
I mean, if we're gonna talk about unconscious insecurities, let's talk about Ulrich for a second here, because I'm sure he has. If you're gonna argue that William has subconscious insecurities that makes him hate the Warriors, I think Ulrich has even. There's more ground to argue that Ulrich's in that same boat, even more so. So if he were to be possessed, I think, you know, Ulrich has to put up with Odd on a level no one else. Would his
insecurities drive him to fight the Warriors, though?
If you're arguing that William's minor insecurities could drive him to fight the Warriors, then Ulrich's abso-freaking-lutely.
Ulrich's issues and insecurities within the group are, I would argue, intrinsically different, because they are not issues against the group, but rather issues with the group.
No, not with the group, against. There's Ulrich's, like, frustrations with Yumi's cat and mouse game. I'm sure he's, like, a part of him resents her for friend zoning him. Ulrich has to put up with Odd all the time, not just with all his dumb jokes, but he has to live with the guy, put up with his feet stink, his messy room, his bad habits, his dog. I'm sure I could think of stuff for Jeremy and Aelita too. Like Aelita is the reason Org has to fight in this bloody war, and well, not bloody, but I don't know. It was like,
I mean,
oh,
he did that himself. Let's be honest here. He could have walked away.
But we're talking about subconscious desires that aren't logical. Like, I can think of reasons for Auric to have like subconscious resentments for each one of the warriors, a much stronger argument than William. So if he were to be possessed and his subconscious desires to like be mad at the warriors were to be brought out and make him at his worst, I think, I think there's a stronger case to argue that, or it could be long-term possessed the same way William was.
Even okay, well, for one, I 100% agree with Flower, and I'm just also going to bring up the fact that one point of resentment, at least from a subconscious standpoint, that Ulrich would have. Again, the chips are down. They straight up kicked him out of the group for trying to help. You know, granted, misguidedly, but still, and it's like that's a seed that would be planted, and like, yeah, maybe it would be enough, at least from the assumption of being somewhat willing of a participant to possession.
But then, like, I'm saying it's a part because there's also William's lack of experience fighting Xana and a lack of resistance to Xana possession.
And nothing in the show.
Everything is a piece. Everything's a piece.
Nothing in the show.
It's a puzzle, not a picture.
Nothing in the show directly suggests that the Lyoko warriors cannot be possessed by the Schizozoa. In fact, I'd argue that the show says yes, they can. But
I feel like the Schizozoa,
because of Aelita,
Xana has to bring out the Schizozoa to get around their resistance. Like,
yes.
It's even a plot point in season 2 and I think season 4. Well, no, not season. Well, yeah, no, the Schizozoa does come out sometimes in S4, but in season 2 specifically, Xana can't send a Spectre to possess Aelita. He has to like send a Spectre to possess some rando and then drag her to Lyoko to then get possessed by the Schizozoa. So
have to use a necklace.
So you're admitting that there's a resistance at play here.
To being possessed in the real world.
Yes.
The Schizozoa, we're not saying they have resistance to the Schizozoa. There is just an innate resistance to Xana possession that Xana uses the Schizozoa to get around.
Yes.
William doesn't have this resistance, though.
But he still gets possessed.
He's been possessed in the real world several times.
Yes, we can agree with that.
Yes.
So that doesn't matter.
Getting scanned into the supercomputer also does not make you immune because Jeremy has been possessed after having been scanned into the supercomputer numerous times in season 1.
But the argument you're trying to make isn't that William is susceptible. It's that he's more susceptible while the others are not susceptible. And we're arguing, no, they are susceptible to
I'm saying William is the only one who is susceptible to permanent possession.
And
all the other warriors are just as susceptible to possession in the same way Aelita is, though, where it is non-permanent.
I will say another thing
because what stops Xana from landing Aelita on a Manta and flying her to the next sector to delete that sector, because he could do that and there would be less warriors he'd have to deal with.
You need to use a way tower, but anyway, go on.
He's Xana. He could just fly her through Sector 5. He could fly the Manta to the edge of the sector, enter Scipio, Xana doesn't need to enter Scipio. He just sends the orb. So he flies the Manta to the edge of the sector, orbs her to Sector 5, then orbs her out of Sector 5. You don't need to do.
Hold on. Another thing, at the very least.
I mean,
William...
of course he doesn't do that because it would be too easy and because plot and because it'd be. But like, if we're going to this, like, if this was a movie, like these were all an interconnected single episode in a sense, there would be zero reason for Xana to unpossess Aelita after deleting each sector, because he would just send her on to the next sector. Actually, isn't she in a way tower when she deletes Lyoko?
Yes.
So you could just
yes.
hit the button and have her jump before the tower evaporates.
I do
don't.
not think that's how that works, but I do. William's permanent possession as well, in and of itself, is an anomaly in the fact that, at the very least, the way in which I have taken and interpreted his possession is that the only reason that it happens in the first place is because his
Xana's
permanent
desperate.
possession. His permanent possession. Not the possession in the episode final round, but his permanent possession throughout season 4 is because of the fact that Xana himself rescued William from the Digital Sea and took control of his body from that point. Like at the very least, that is the way in which I have always taken it. But yes, I acknowledge that in and of itself is operating off of assumption. But
Also, actually, if Xana loved just messing with and hating on the warrior, like he just loves dunking on them. Wouldn't Xana benefit from distinctly going after a different warrior to permanently possess because of the emotional impact it would have on the?
I
There's a
don't
chance-
even.
There is a perverse
I-
incentive to permanently possess either Ulrich or Yumi
I think
from a
Xana
group
has own
cohesion
priorities.
perspective.
Yeah, I don't even think that Xana was looking to permanently possess William, but it's like this meat puppet is floating in the Digital Sea, and he did so well. Let's keep using him. Let's keep using him instead of letting him die.
I'm sorry, meat
No.
puppet.
That is actually
sorry,
perfect.
That's the
No,
worst
You shouldn't say it
Maisie,
like that.
Maisie,
Wait,
don't take it
hold
back.
on, hold on,
Don't take it
hold on,
back.
hold on.
That
No,
is
no.
100%
Sorry,
accurate.
He's a steak. He's a sirloin. He's very
That's
hardy.
the worst thing you
beef.
said all night,
Oh.
Wazy. I'm trying to
It's the
clean
most
my room
accurate
in
thing you
peace.
said all night.
I'm saying that from Xana's perspective, not my personal perspective.
I'm trying to clean my room in peace, and all I hear is meat puppet. Let me run over and unmute myself real fast, make sure I heard that right.
Well, it was nice knowing y'all. But oh god.
I'm surprised J-Man hasn't joined.
I
Oh,
think
no,
he couldn't
he
today.
can't. Yeah. Hold
I don't
on.
know. I
Before
mean,
we
because
get all- hold on,
wouldn't
Hold on.
don't you feel like Lyoko exploding would de-virtualize William?
No. Oh,
Oh, yeah, okay.
genuinely no. And the main reason is because I feel like Lyoko exploding, wouldn't that cut off the waypoint to the scanners in the first place? So
That's
There's,
actually.
I think the Warriors thought William was straight up dead at
that's
that
what
point.
yeah, exactly.
Like he's
Like, I
gone.
Yeah, actually that's another thing. If Jeremy himself isn't surprised that William didn't come back, wouldn't that imply that at the very least that he should have just died from being in Lyoko when it was destroyed? Xana saved him. That is at least the implication I've always gotten from that scene.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think I mean, like I said,
Oh.
ultimately, screw you guys. I'm right because plot.
Oh my god. Oh. Well, that
Because of the
riveting
meta narrative. Fuck you guys. I'm right.
What do you rank the
that-
episode?
Yeah,
I
that's
rank the
exactly what I was
episode?
going to say. Yeah, what did you think of the episode?
I'm very
F
curious.
triple minus. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a bit overflow into the negative integer values.
Just give me the rank.
So tired.
Triple S. It's triple S rank.
Okay.
S plus.
No, triple S. S plus is for losers.
Wow.
Wow.
Someone's a loser apparently because of
And,
someone.
Yeah.
look, we can all debate as much as we want. I'm still right that it only ever could have been William.
I just
No, that's awful.
anyway.
That's just
Yeah.
no.
But Wazy, you
from a
Wazy, you lack both Word of God and the meta narrative.
No, from a metatextual perspective, as well as, yes, Sophie's word of God. Yes, of course, it could have only been William, because that was the plan that they wrote. But aside from that, it's like, within the lore, in universe itself, no, it really could have been anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, oh, God.
Oh, did I not do that? Sorry.
Who's next? Oh,
Cat.
It's me. It's me.
oh.
Alright, I got.
Damn, Cat's about to drop some thick beats.
I don't have
Oh, Cat, what's your thoughts?
much.
It could have only been William.
Yeah, I guess it could have been anybody.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's go.
Cat, lock your doors.
Here's some more notes. Alright. Alright, this episode is interesting as William's first introduction as a Lyoko warrior, or at least the villain in the next season. I also like the character growth Ulrich has to sorry, this is my notes. Has to be able to stand up against his father like that. It's also pretty interesting to hear how Ulrich talks about how he can't seem to concentrate all the time. You also see a lot of how William being cocky and boastful was the downfall of him and how he turned evil by the control of Xana. It's also really nice to see an episode where Xana actually wins in the season finale. But if there's anything that irks me about this episode and the William arc in general, would have to be that the Lyoko warriors acknowledge and know Xana possessed William, yet act like he betrayed them out of his own volition, like his actions was his own and not Xana trying to control his body.
I mean, based.
Yeah.
Throw him to the curb. He doesn't deserve any sympathy.
Yeah.
Have I explained how he went out of his way to go past Yumi's house in the middle of the night?
No, I've never heard you talk about that. Oh.
But yeah, I think I'd also put this on S tier as well.
Oh God.
It's your turn, Cam.
Hey,
It's your turn.
Hey everyone.
Tread carefully.
Nah, I don't. Listen, no. Everyone spoke. I still wanted to say though. Is that yes? Alita's right. It could have been anyone. I know we've said that so many times already, but
I'll add
just for
another
you,
10
Dylan.
slaps to the total.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, that thing. Anyways, yeah, it could have been literally anyone. I just hate that the scenario, happened how it happened. What was it? Ted A said, honestly, really looking back, I could have just saved William better in that episode and final round. But I mean, like, true. I mean, yeah. But if everyone's busy like that, it's like they had no other choice. And a little bit is William's
Yeah, I see
fault.
what
Okay.
Gilman thinks.
Huh? Oh God.
I never said I never said what he had to answer.
So yeah, I just think that, Aelita made the right choice to bring in William with her. They have they're all busy. They need the help. There's all they only have the core left, Sector 5 left. But there's so many right points here. Like they should have they should have waited and gave William some training. But the thing is that they never had time. I don't know what the time the time skip between. I don't know if it was literally the next day. Because then they definitely didn't have time, and Xana took the opportunity to attack the next business day. So
It was the next day.
it was.
I'm actually really
It
interested
was
what
the next
David's
day.
gonna say. He's
Yeah.
thinking a lot.
Uh-oh. But yeah, so yeah, if it definitely see, there you go. Then if it's the next day, then they literally had no choice. They had no time to get training with him, but they knew that William had the potential, all that he's given, without even knowing the secret. So him knowing kind of makes it a bit different. He just kind of doesn't take it too seriously, so that part's on him for sure. But again, Aelita's still right. It could have been anyone. It could have been Aelita could have been the one trapped, instead of William. I guess William was the easier route, which makes sense. But if it was
Actually,
circumstance.
why didn't Xana possess Aelita? Because think about it. Had
Flower
he
Bub would go
destroyed
God.
the core with Aelita, he then would have had the perfect bargaining chip to blackmail Franz Hopper into surrendering himself. Checkmate, Bazenites.
But if it was if for some reason William was busy with something and happened to be the only other person available was Auric, and Auric got possessed. I don't know if I don't know if we brought up the Auric part. I know it could have been anyone.
We've talked about that.
Auric specifically. Okay.
I almost want to make that a separate video at some point.
Well, but
go
yeah, because it's the same, because it still applies here. So I know Auric specifically was more interesting because of the relationship with everyone, but still could have been anyone.
Another thing, actually, a reason why who was with Aelita instead of Aelita herself is Aelita doesn't really offer a very hard counter to the Schizozoa. She can somewhat immobilize it, but from what we know, the Schizozoa has 1,000 life points or some shit.
Yeah, I know.
So, she can slow it down, but she can't quite destroy it.
Yeah.
So,
and William doesn't know what he's capable of. He doesn't know all his powers.
So Xana didn't possess her because it's easy to possess her anytime he wants, is what you're saying, Wavy.
No, what I'm saying is that
God.
Xana possessed the person she was with instead of her, because what is she gonna do against the Schizozoa? Whereas William has the giant sword, so it's
Wait,
so
are you arguing Xana didn't possess her because it was harder to possess William?
No,
William
what
was
I'm
a bigger
suggesting
threat.
is that William was a
He's a
bigger
bigger
threat. Aelita can barely stop and help him. So
if he went for Aelita, William would have tried to helped out, and I mean, he doesn't know all of his powers, what he could do with his sword, because they didn't have the training. But he was figuring it out with those creepers, and I'm sure that maybe Xana would have still blocked William's way, but William was just made the most sense at the time. And because William has that sword, and what the sword can do. He's already possessed Aelita. Aelita can be tough, but I guess not as strong as William.
There's a chance that the Schizozoa was going for Aelita, but then William was just there.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to take you down, jellyfish.
And before...
Xana's like, come on, interesting.
Yeah. Because before, the Schizozoa even came out, William was kind of ignoring Aelita. And, I have to also bring this up, Momo, is that Aelita was right to be upset. Anyways, So, because the wall, he could still block. They could have still blocked. What was it? No, I already said that. What was it? Aelita. Yeah. William wasn't listening to Aelita, so, and Xana kind of caught. I think
like
that's
how
when Xana was kind of like,
Well, like, can we? I just want to interject for like 2 seconds. J-Man is saying if Xana had returned to the past enough times, he could have done it. Not like explicitly in final round, he could have. Just with the. Okay. All
What?
right.
What are you talking
Carry.
about? Which part?
He says, I'm sure with enough RTTPs from our buddy Ulrich, I'm sure Xana would have eventually been able to easily do something like that. Sort of implying his answer is only after Xana returns to the past like a bajillion times could he possess anyone.
Oh, I mean, it's just a theory.
I don't think that's obviously not what he's saying.
Theory, but yeah.
A cartoon theory.
Ugh.
I don't know. What else do I even have to say? I already said I agree with Aelita. Aelita was right to be a little upset. William was ignoring her. He was having too much fun. Then Xana's like, interesting. I'm gonna go for him.
Free real estate.
Rank. I don't have anything else to say. Everything else has been said. I already agree with pretty much the majority. I think the majority. So I'll just, I don't know. Does anyone else have anything else to say?
No.
I feel like we're good.
This is why Code Lyoko.
Does anyone?
No.
We know Sophie wanted to make William being tempted back to Xana. I think. Do you think maybe the line "it could have been anyone" was just
Please.
foreshadowing to
Wait,
be like
wait.
a dumpster slam? Just like Yumi's like, I hope I don't regret this. Do you think it's just one of those? It's one of those.
What did you say? Something
because at that point they knew that episode was the last episode. They knew they weren't going to do that arc.
So, for fuck's sakes. Excuse me.
Well, just because they knew that was the last episode doesn't mean they weren't. I can't imagine that they probably kept pushing for more to do more. The network didn't want to do more at the time, and then eventually the network turned around like, yeah, you know what, let's do more Code Lyoko, and then brought Sophie and Jerome back on, and then, or did Jerome get on Code Lyoko Reloaded?
I don't know.
Very early.
I think
Wasn't
he
on,
did
like,
too.
very early?
No, wait, no. Yes, I think he was also a part of it for a bit. I think he left before Sophie though.
He left before Sophie, and then eventually Sophie got
I'm
absolutely.
not 100% sure though, but I recall something.
Got very insulted by one of the producers.
Did Sophie?
One of the writing supervisors.
Did Sophie really say that if they continue that she would possess William again?
Not. He would be tempted back to Xana.
Yeah, that he would be tempted back to Xana and
tempted.
eventually
Okay.
become a willing.
Eventually
become a willing. Yes, and eventually become a willing possessee. So yeah, that was what she wanted to do with William.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
So yes, then was the answer to the question that she wanted to possess him again, which is so sad. Why?
Yeah.
You think about the
Everyone's
wall.
like, no.
I know Flower, but like I hate it. I hate
it.
Like
the lead writer,
like you're gonna do it again.
Like invokes as
But
the
you're
Lord
gonna
of God, clearly
but-
wanted to throw him into the.
Okay,
bottomless
but
pit of
they got the
despair.
ending they wanted. Now
How am I the one wrong here?
My God.
No, okay. They ended the story and they're gonna possibly continue it, and she's just gonna do it again. Like, are you serious? You don't want him to give him a redemption
arc? That
arc?
was like something she thought about. Like, if I had the time to do season 5, that's what I would have done. Maybe she'll change her mind if they actually go into production.
And that's just because I don't know because I know they wanted before they were told that they couldn't get season 5. Like, I wonder how long he would have been possessed, or they still had planned to get to save him, and then I don't know. I wouldn't. If anything, I would hope that I guess that he would still. I'm still talking.
Xana
though.
possesses
I'm still
him
talking.
in fight to the finish as like some ultimate joke mockery of the Warriors. You know, surely he. I don't know. I feel extremely correct, and obviously the head writer would probably agree with me on this. So again, I'm right in both.
No,
Look, do you guys want to be the one?
No.
Like I've said some very harsh things about Sophie, but like this is the one time I'm 100. You know, when you're on board with someone that you have very strong disagreements with, you know, you shouldn't be.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. If when the new season happens, by the way, Ted, I don't know if you know that Sophie and Jerome are trying to find someone to buy the rights to help finance it, so they can make a new season 5. But
Yeah.
But also no. I'm tired of seeing the new Lyoko Warriors. I'm seeing that a lot now ever since them announcing they're trying to do something. It's just I can't. It makes me shiver. Anyways,
Next gen Lyoko Warriors.
Nope,
Let's
no
go.
thank you at all. No thanks. But yeah, if they do that and she's gonna just have them, even if it was the original plan in season 4 to save William and then possess him against in the season 5 that they hope to get at the time, that's just shake my head, man. That's just no.
Also, maybe.
But I guess I kind of love that idea, though. I don't know.
No, come on, Momo. I mean, not again.
William
I mean,
Defender wants them to get thrown into the bottomless pit of despair.
Keep them possessed if you're gonna just keep them possessed another season or something. You know, don't do that. That you already took away the when he first got possessed. You're not gonna do that. I mean, they almost did it. They almost kind of did it with the fight to the finish.
There is a real chance that if season 5 got maintained the green light, and when they were making season 4, that Down to Earth wouldn't have been an episode. There is a chance Down to Earth exists mainly to resolve the show.
Yeah, I know.
Rather than be
I think
season 4.
I think that because of the news that they I think that's because they knew that they wouldn't get a season 5. That's probably what happened. But,
honestly, I could even see the episode. I can see exactly how that episode could potentially go down, and I do see that it would be a really cool arc, to be honest. Seeing as how when William was brought back to Earth, how they treated him.
It definitely wouldn't be an arc. It wouldn't be a one episode thing. It would. No,
I don't mean an arc as in one episode. I mean the arc of the season, the story plot.
Down to Earth.
But
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, a lot of my, like I said in chat, my knowledge from Code Lyoko comes just from the episodes, nothing more. So to me, seeing only the episodes, I could definitely see an arc where William goes back to Xana willingly could 100% happen because of what I've seen in the show.
The way they treated him, I guess, yeah, I can see it happen, but I would hate it so much. I would hate it so much. I mean, they did it.
He was so ostracized by the group when he came back. It was just
I
can see
awful.
him wanting to go back to where he thinks he belongs.
But that's why Evolution did it justice. All right.
Evolution.
They still kind of dunked on William.
But he had his arc and his redemption. Okay, it was one of the best things.
I didn't finish Evolution, so I don't.
Well, I'm just saying
really know that.
Well, it's the best thing. Well, you'll watch it soon when we watch it.
If I can get through
let's keep in mind, Evolution's not canon, guys. Sophie totally said it.
Do you want to get disconnected?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Anyways, but the fact that the fights at the finish, Xana possessed them again, just shows that Sophie that was already on Sophie's mind. She's probably gonna do it. Well, I can't do it in season 5. I'm gonna try to do it again.
Argued his role.
I know, but I know. But not forever. Come on. I mean, like most of the
No,
series,
forever.
sure.
Listen,
Shut
No,
the fuck
I
up.
will
forever.
say too, I
Shut
am a
up.
big Vanitas
No.
fan, and Vanitas never got a redemption. He went back to Xehanort. So, you know, this comes from a girl who likes the villain kind of, you know, going back to the villain, but also I do love a good redemption arc because I think Vanitas deserves a redemption arc, but the angst is fun. I like the angst, as we all know.
Fair.
No, J-Man. It's a joke. Cope. Anyways. All right, my ranking. I guess I think I have one more thing, but I can't think. I can't remember. It's probably already been touched on. My rank is what?
I was gonna say one thing. I wanted to fact check who wrote "Fight to the Finish," and Sophie is one of the writers. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who wrote Down to Earth though? Also Sophie.
So-
Let me
If,
Yeah,
oh
check
my
real
god.
anyone is
Oh, he's already checked.
So if anything, that line is supposed to be like a dark fucking joke, just like Yumi go like, I hope I'm not going to regret this.
Okay, but it's
Dab!
post-
Get fucking dabbed on!
Sophie also helped write Down to Earth.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I had a feeling she probably did.
Okay, it was.
So
That
she
doesn't
did
say
both.
anything.
No, I just knew that she, she's like, all right, save him. All right, possess him.
Possession, it's free real estate.
God.
She
Oh yeah,
was
my
also-
rank.
Yeah.
My rank.
Oh yeah.
All right. My rank is
Oh
Uh,
my god.
Which one of you did that?
that was me. I did it myself.
Get up.
Oh man, I'm so...
Oh my god.
Okay. All right, the first non-S rank. No, I'm kidding. It's S.
Okay.
I mean, I gave the first non S rank. Were you fucking smoking, Cam?
No, you said whatever your fucking thing
That's
was.
not S rank. It's triple S rank.
Oh,
There's a
I'm
fucking
sorry.
difference, dude.
Yeah, I don't really care where in S.
Cultured
I don't really care if it's
Yeah,
S minus or S plus, but just S, just anywhere in the S is fine. So, all right, time. Let's show up. Let's go to the thing. Let's put it. I know where we're putting it. We're gonna put it behind laughing
Yippee!
or behind insanity, right? Is that what we're doing?
No.
I love
I-
Tripper Insanity.
no,
My
I would-
favorite episode.
I would-
so.
I was
Does
totally.
it really matter?
I was totally
where we
kidding.
put it?
Oh, it does.
Oh, okay.
I just want to see. I just want to get reactions. Like, oh, it's
Aren't
like
they
totally
both, like-
behind Temper
Yeah, I was
Insanity.
just nonchalant.
Oh wait, Momo though. That's your other favorite episode.
Yeah,
those are
Temper
all-
Insanity is my second favorite episode. So
Okay, I was
I
gonna
have
say,
good
you only have
picks
two,
this
I
season,
think.
Apparently,
You only have two.
I have good picks.
Is that the only two favorite episodes you have?
Yeah, they're my top two until
Okay.
Lyoko in the entire show. Is those two episodes.
Okay. Alrighty, look at that. I knew that this was gonna be an S. Let's see, Temper Insanity. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah,
Theater.
close in the top A1C. This is a very good list here. It took us 7 months later to come back to this and finish season 3.
I mean, whose fault is that?
Now, Wazy would probably say that we just never wanted to come back to season
Yeah,
3.
exactly.
But the true fact is that we didn't want to end season 3. So there
Yeah,
you
it's so
Yeah.
go. So
That's
shut
what
up.
makes you happy.
I would say the same to you.
believing that.
So be it. So be it.
Next is Xana
Everyone,
Awakens,
but-
right?
Oh yes, that's right. Xana Awakens
Yeah.
Part 1 and 2 will be
So we weren't out of season 3
For
because
a
that's
year.
still technically part
Oh
of
well,
season
okay,
3.
technically,
Wait,
okay.
Why are we?
But no, that's not in season 3. But
Wait, why are we doing Xena Awakens? Oh, I guess I see why we're doing Xena Awakens now. Well, why didn't we just do Xena Awakens when we did season 1?
I don't know. That's I think it was something we decided to at the
we-
early on.
Yeah, we discussed.
I think
and
with
decided.
the way we're doing these rankings, I feel like it's more fair to go
Yes.
production order, not chronological.
Yes.
Because otherwise, you're comparing Xana Awakens to season 1, and that just doesn't feel fair to me.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. What was this thing? Shit. Oh yeah. Okay. I think I don't know if it's gonna be its own stream. I guess we'll see. I'm gonna advertise it to I'm gonna advertise it as it's gonna be its own stream. But if we have time for more or just one episode, then I guess screw it. I don't know.
feel like Xana Awakened should be its own stream.
Even if it's shorter than
Probably
today.
Yeah.
Talk about.
I mean, I watch it all together, so it's like a big movie to me. It's like the same
Yeah.
episode.
I mean, we're at
Yeah.
let's see, it's 4 hours now.
I'd also be
Almost
okay with
4
it just being like a mini stream.
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. Like, if it's shorter
'Cause
than
it feels
today or
weird
normal,
to
then
talk about.
I
It
don't know.
feels weird to talk about Xana Awakens and then jump into like.
It's fine by me. I just wanted to.
I mean,
I just want to get everyone's.
It's your hosting, so. If
Well,
you wanna
I
do
was-
that, you can do
I
it,
was
but-
again. I was gonna ask y'all that myself. If it's a shorter stream, if we stop before our normal run end time, then do y'all. It's a, I was gonna ask if y'all wanted to keep it going or just end it there. So I'm totally fine with either. I mean, it makes sense to make it its own stream. So
I'm cool with whichever.
it won't be next weekend. It would be the weekend after, and then at that point we'll be back to doing them almost every Saturday like we used to.
We do this until we finish. Maybe we'll do Evolution.
Oh,
kinda
yeah,
want
yeah.
to
We-
do Evolution.
I think we all
I
I think we all agreed that we were going to, but it would be a break because we're also gonna the people in here are gonna rewatch Evolution before we start that tier
People
list.
being me.
Yes, but all of us.
Who hasn't
Colton
seen it
hasn't
for
watched it
time.
either, so y'all are gonna have a blast watching it with us.
We
We,
can
we
make
can't
it,
stream
like,
it. We're
later
not.
today.
Sorry, the people watching. This is like
Reaction stream.
this is like an inner thing. It's not. We're not gonna be streaming
Yeah.
us watching it. Sorry, but
we
we.
can do like an internal Discord.
Watch
stream.
party.
Yeah, we
Watch
could probably do
party.
that. I might,
Yeah.
I'd be
that,
down
that,
for an Evolution watch party.
yeah, if we do it for the whole server, the whole Discord server, I guess that's. I think the Caddick Auditorium thing, the stage thing, could come to use then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it would just be us though talking, but everyone else can chime in or listen and watch. So I'll have to test that out. It won't be. I don't even think that's gonna be this year. It's gonna take us the rest of the year at least to finish season 4 tier list streams.
You're right.
There'll be holidays.
Season
There'll be
4 is longer. is
yeah,
one of
it's
the problems.
longer. I mean, it took us 4 or 5 parts for season 3.
I mean, we took a big ass fucking break in the middle of it, though.
The fact that
That's
season
true.
1 was like 2 parts is so crazy. I think I have to look back.
How did we get through that in 2 parts?
I don't know. I think we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into at the time.
You kind of
Yeah.
thought.
I
remember
did.
When you thought
I'm-
you could get through this in like 4
Yes,
weeks.
I'm never gonna
The
forget that.
entire show.
I'm never gonna
I
forget
think
that.
it's just because
become an
as we
event.
kept going, we wanted to go more and more in depth on each episode, especially with the later seasons.
Yep. It was 2 parts. So listen to this. Part 1 of season 1's tier list was almost 3 hours. Part 2 was 5 hours.
Oh my god.
Longer than
God.
today. Longer than today. It's
We
insane.
got more in depth in our discussion.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And then season 2 was 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. Oh wait, 5.
It
6,
definitely this was an
7.
episode in season 1 where it was
Okay.
like, this happened.
So it went from 2 parts from season 1 to 7 parts for season 2. Season 3 has 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one's 5. So we
Wow.
did, which makes sense. There's less, but there's So season 4 is going to be longer. We're going to have holidays. There's going to be times where I probably can't do it on a Saturday, or we have chill, or we take breaks. We'll be taking breaks between certain streaks of streams. So
Yeah.
So it'll be
Yeah.
probably sometime next year when we wrap these tier streams up
Oh,
before we can
gosh.
start on Evolution.
Yeah.
Sobbing.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we're already halfway through this year. It's fucking insane. Past halfway.
Oh.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you in the stream, the YouTube chat for joining. I'm happy that you had a
thanks.
blast, Ted. We do this. Well, we used to do this almost every Saturday, so we hope to start that again in a couple weeks. So, totally tuned in for future streams. Yeah. Yeah. We're short. Usually, we're a little bit larger in the group. We usually have, I think, like 9 instead of 6 people. So,
We almost had 5 until I ran in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get on my way.
Yep.
All right. So long, everybody. Thanks for coming again.
Until
I'll do
next time.
Auf Wiedersehen.
I'll do J-Man's thing. Tower deactivate.